Hey, what's up, y'all? Post-game spread, Blake Helm, back for another one here. You are now tuning in to the Seth Impson story, part one. We had Seth live in the studio here behind us yesterday, and it's been a while since I've had a live guest, and there's something about having someone here live, across from you, the energy you guys are sharing. Had an absolute blast for a couple hours talking to this young man. I would say 3 weeks ago to a month ago, Coach Jim Steinwert, my dear friend now, messaged me and said, you know who would be a really cool story, a guest for you to have, and he's in town, would be Seth Impson. He said, you guys remind me of each other, and similarly to my relationship with Coach Steinwert, it was rocky at first. And now I consider Coach Jim Steinwert one of my better friends. I have a lot of love for him. I think Seth does as well. And so I was like, okay, he piqued my interest. The universe has brought me a sign. So we fast-tracked his story, got him in. I got some clips from Cam Appenzeller, who I've been putting out there to kind of generate a little buzz about this. But Seth went to Springfield High School, was all state there, all everything, won a state championship there, played 3 sports, and then went to Lincoln Lane Community College, played for Coach Torricelli and the Loggers before moving on and just wrapping up his sophomore year at the University of Memphis. Made like 9 starts there, has some nice stuff, and I could not have been more impressed with him as a man, as a person. He is clearly growing in his faith, in his spirituality, wants to be a good person, wants to get better, wants to grow as a player and as a person, and I really resonate with that. So had a great time talking with him, chopping it up. Old soul too. He was talking about Bob Gibson and some stuff like that, which I'm always appreciative when some of the young cats come in and have an appreciation for some of the older parts of the game, the history of it. So you guys are going to love this. This is going to be the Seth Impson story, part 1. Hopefully we can get him back in here in a year or so and, see how he's progressing through the game. But you guys are going to love this. Here we go. 1. All right. Hey, y'all. We're going to do a little sponsor breakdown before we get into the story here. And I have a unique mix of local entities as well as national entities that help, breathe life into the podcast. So first national, we're going to go with Clean Fuego. It's awesome for, seeing spin, having an idea on playing, a great throwing tool. Jack's batting gloves, absolute best in the business. I love these guys. They're an Illinois-based entity. Go get some Jack's batting gloves. Birdman bats, best maple bats in the game. Absolutely incredible. Each bat is a piece of art. Finely crafted. Birdman bats. All right. To our local here, Washco Strength and Speed and Overtime Training Academy. Of course, that's Jared Washco, the Springfield firefighter, former baseball player himself, former guest. That's where all the pros are training. You got to go there. Washco Strength and Speed. Body Symmetry, this is Chad Marshik, probably the most versatile trainer in town. I used to work under him, a mentor of mine. They can train everyone from a professional athlete to a grandma. The best in the business. Bank of Springfield, this is set up through Jason Knadler. They got a whole team of baseball players there. They can handle all your banking needs, bank local, bank boldly with BOS. Sitco Chiropractic, this is the Sitco family, grew up with Casey and Kyle. Their older brother Ty was a good baseball player too. Just love these guys. They can handle all your chiropractic needs, best in the business, best in town. Glisten Heating and Air, I absolutely love Gibbs. He has gone above and beyond to do my parents' system, my own system. He's got a son right now balling out at Pleasant Plains. Love this guy, a hard worker. Came by the other day and fixed a problem at my parents'. Was there till 9 or 10 o'clock at night. So an absolute grinder. Respect that. Eric Easley, the realtor and local baseball dude. Go see him if you want to get your house sold or you got anything that you need done in the real estate game. A local baseball guy, dude, by all measures. The Office Sports Bar and Grill. Love this place. This is, I could go there to just look at the walls and all the memorabilia. And what I think is cool is you can go there and, see a former athlete that you always wanted to know or you never knew about or never got to meet them. So there's always like people in there that are interesting. So go see the Office Sports Bar and Grill. Cold drinks, great food. Milner Dentistry. This is Ty Milner, the coolest dentist in town, a former baseball player himself, played at U of I. I am a client there as well. Love Dr. Ty and his staff. Clean, friendly, the best place in the business. Hammers Radon Mitigation. This is Springfield firefighter Les Hammers, close friend of mine. Used to play some pro football. He can handle all your radon mitigation needs. Hit him up. He's the guy. Cardinal Cleaners. This is Adam Springer, coach at SHG. played some college baseball, local Chatham legend, got some sons coming up that are some ballers. They can handle all your cleaning, needs, anything you can think of in that realm. Cardinal Cleaning's got you. GT Performance Consulting. This is Greg Taylor, former guest, former Springfield High School great, went to Forest Park in Louisville. So he's doing sports performance mental training stuff. And if you haven't listened to the episode, it's fascinating. Go see Greg. He can do remote work. He's absolutely incredible. Safe House, Illinois. This is Dave House, the Lanphier head coach. They're going to do, your house inspections when you're going to sell it. He does other things too. Go check out Safe House, Illinois. Him and his dad are a great team. They've been supporting us for a while. Love that guy. Former teammate of mine. Just great vibes on him. The next one is Hudson Chiropractic. So this is a chiropractic entity located in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. This is Murray State great, former teammate of mine, Seth Hudson. He is the man, so cool. He's doing a great stuff down there. Love seeing him at the golf outings every year. Been a huge supporter, so thank you to Seth and Hudson Chiropractic. The Shamrocks Baseball and Softball Club, located here in Springfield, Illinois. This is, of course, run by Chad Carter, former local baseball guy at Lincoln Land. They're doing great things out there. Walt Patton is involved in that program, former guest. Former teammate of mine. They are under the umbrella of Overtime and Washco, so they're training amongst all the pros and all the college guys. Great things within that program. Flow Yoga. This is set up through Lindsay and Brad Sellinger. Located over there off Isles Avenue. I'm into yoga. I did yoga. I've been doing yoga since college. I am a meditator, so they can do some meditation stuff there. Go see them for all your meditation, yoga needs. They've got great teachers. It's a great environment. They've been around for a long time. Next, Hurwitz Enterprises. This is, of course, the Hurwitz family. All three boys were absolute baseball studs, played college baseball. They've been supporting the podcast for a long time. Love that family. Salvaggio Steel, set up through John Chisholm. John being, a great friend of mine. He's been so helpful throughout the podcast and helping me, with sponsorships and ideas, and just, it's been so cool getting love like that from him. So go see Salvaggio Steel for all your fabrication needs. You know what they do. It's Salvaggio Steel. Last but not least, Kaiser, the Kaiser family. This is Ryan and Mandy. They've been supporting me for a while. Good friends of mine. We really appreciate you guys. Enjoy the podcast. Recording now. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Post Game Spread. I'm your host, as always. Excited to do this one here. We got Seth Impson sitting across from me. Little background on my guy here: 2024 Springfield High School graduate. Played 3 sports: basketball, baseball, football. 8 varsity letters. State champ in 21. All conference, all state, all academic. Played for Flood City and Chicago Elite. Do I have that?
Yep.
Accurate? All right. And then more recently spent a year at Lincoln Land playing for the Loggers under Torricelli. Steve Torricelli, before moving on to the University of Memphis, playing for the Tigers. Just finished his sophomore season there. Headed back for your junior year now in 2026-27. I'll tell you why I wanted to do this. I'm obviously a Springfield High School guy too, so it's close and near and dear to my heart. Coach Steinwart messaged me, and he sends me suggestions all the time, and we text all the time. But a couple weeks back, and he said something like, a couple great stories would be Seth Impson and then Enrico Veach. He said they could not be more opposite, polar in their personalities, but something that really piqued my interest was, he said, Seth had a very similar relationship to my relationship with Steinwart, which was difficult at times. But then you guys, eventually have come to a great place. You consider him a very dear friend now. I consider him a dear friend now. I love the guy. And then you're also boys with Cam Appenzeller, who I've been following his story since high school. It's going to be really awesome to watch that dude, as he progresses all the way through the game. And then I'm going to say this: Coach Steinwart asked me not to do it, but I'm going to do it anyway. And he knows that I've never been much of a rule follower. So thank you, Coach Steinwart. He has backed us financially many times now. He's been very helpful with us. So I want to say thank you to him. Thank you for all the help. Thank you to June Steinwart, who's been sending me stats and helping us. We got a whole system going on because Jim has a flip phone.
Yeah.
So he can't send me stuff like that. So when I request stuff, June sends it. So how are we doing, my guy? What's up?
Man, doing great. Thank you for having me, first and foremost. Been a big fan, getting to see all the guys before me come on here and do all this, like Ben and Cam and them guys, and then the older guys, Knadlers, Corey Erickson, Casey Erickson. It's cool to see all the stories and kind of surreal to get to be a big part of it.
Yeah, and now you're in the mix, buddy. So we'll
Absolutely.
be following your
Absolutely.
career as you go here too. So let's just start with the beginning like we always do. So tell me about what life is like for you these days and what you're up to this summer.
Man, just trying to be a guy for the most part, you
Yeah.
know. Being a baseball player takes up a lot of our time, a lot of our life. Once you get to college, and it's been go 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 for a while now, and getting to come home and be with my family and friends again is a little bit of a breath of fresh air. You know,
Yeah.
I get to kind of take a step back and
Right.
see all the beautiful things to life outside of the white lines.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's been great. Just training and coaching and working and
Yeah.
doing all the things and just really learning how to balance it all
And then we were
right now.
talking before we hit record here about just kind of your first summer off and like
Mhm.
not playing baseball in a long time because you had enough innings at Memphis, so they kind of told you to maybe cool it a little bit during the summer session.
Right, absolutely. I mean, it's different. One, not playing in the summertime as a whole, but also I was a two-way guy my whole life, so I played
Right.
both sides of the ball.
And catching,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I'm
So
interested in that.
this is also the first time of like, I don't necessarily have to look for things to do to get better, but like I do have to go a little bit more out of my way of like, okay, I played catch today. I'm not gonna throw a bullpen or anything, get off the mound.
Yeah.
Like, how else can I take
Small
care of my
things,
body?
yeah,
Right.
intricate
Like
things.
whether it's mobility
Yeah.
or med ball stuff or whatever the case may be, finding ways to implement that as well. It's not like I can't just go take 600 swings in a cage
Right.
and be like, man, I got better today. So
And I might be jumping ahead a little bit, but do you miss having the bat in your hands and being that part of the game, or were you ready to let
I
that part go?
definitely miss the like the grind of the work part of it.
Right.
Like I loved like showing up at 8 o'clock in the morning and getting my early work swings and doing all that. So that part of it, yes. I do not miss the 87-mile-an-hour sliders and then gearing up for 93, 94. I do not miss that part of it at all. Hitting was fun until it got
Yeah.
hard, and then
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is
I
not
saw
for
you
me.
hit like 4 pumps in your freshman year at Lincoln Land, so
Yeah,
got some juice in
yeah,
there.
the long ball came a little bit as I got older.
Yeah.
You also probably saw that I hit like 260
I
or
did.
something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, tough to balance both. Being a two-way is hard. I mean,
Sure.
we'll just show love to guys like Shohei Ohtani, who is,
Ridiculous.
yeah, unreal.
Right.
But no, it was fun. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
But it was time for me to put that away, and
Yeah.
I'll revisit it with a golf club or a fungo here soon.
Now, are you one of those pitchers that is like trying to sneak your way into batting practice sometimes, or like begging coach to get a couple hacks?
No, just because I know how that goes over.
Right.
No, I'm trying to earn all the brownie points that I can. But now there were times where like we would just be hanging around the facility, and I would get in the cage and take some hacks. There was one night a bunch of us went up there at like 11 o'clock at night and
Yeah.
probably did some stuff we weren't supposed to be doing in there, swinging and all that kind of stuff. But it was fun. Like those are the kind of things that I remember and that I'm grateful for.
Tell me about then your family growing up, the Impson house, mom and dad, brothers and sisters. What was that like?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, I mean, super blessed to grow up in a loving, complete family household.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the things I'm the most grateful for in life. Like without my parents, I don't know where I would be or
Right.
what I would be doing. Like I said, my mom is a teacher and she has helped me so much academically and raised me up right. My dad, like blue collar kind of guy, like worked on cars, like did all the things. So I've got to pick up on different traits from them to make me the person that I want to be
Yeah.
in the future at some point, like parent, husband, father, all those types of things. So like I said, very blessed. I got a younger brother who, similar to Rick, could not be more polar opposites
Yeah.
of myself. Like he runs a lawn care business, drives big trucks, like
Really?
jeans, boots, like hates school, hates sports, but
Really?
like is
Interesting.
great in his own right of doing all the things. Wants to be a firefighter, like
Really?
yeah. So he's a part of like the training programs and all those
The
kind
junior
of things.
explorers and stuff like
Yes,
that.
yep.
Interesting. Yeah.
So like I said, we got a little bit of everything dynamic going on in the Impson household, but
Yeah.
like I said, it's been great to grow up in a loving household that like I know those guys got my back for everything.
Absolutely.
So.
Fire. Tell me about your earliest memories of the game and when you can remember like falling in love with it.
The biggest thing that I remember is I was always wearing baseball pants. Like I
Really?
look back to my baseball career or like my childhood and like
Like even
things
when
that
you
I
weren't
would do,
at games?
even when I wasn't at games, like we're out playing in the front yard, like I was wearing baseball pants.
Dude, I did the same thing.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
I had baseball pants on. I played for my first team was we were the Pirates.
Yeah.
So I had this tacky gold and black jersey that was super ugly. Like I would never ever put it on now.
Right.
But
You just loved it.
I was wearing it everywhere. Like we would go to the store wearing my jersey. We were
Oh, man.
playing wiffle ball in the yard. Let me go put my baseball pants on real quick. Like And that is when I remember,
That's awesome.
like, I don't think there was ever a moment of like, oh, I saw this game happen and it was like, man, this is the sport for me. It was just always there.
Dude,
Like,
I've never, no one's ever answered a question like that. And that reminds me, I'm not trying to make this about myself, but the very same thing. Like when I was little and I want to go play catch with my dad or go chase fly balls, I'd be like, I had to have my pants. So like
yeah.
they were washing those darn things like every night. I had one pair. So it was just like every day those pants were being washed. That's cool, man.
Especially like I remember in our front yard, we had like a little dirt spot in the middle just from where I would stand and hit all the time. So like when it would rain or whatever, it turned into mud. So then I had to put my baseball pants on so I could slide into home plate or doing whatever.
What leagues were you a part of coming up?
Started out in SSBA.
Yeah.
Did T-ball for like a super short period of time. Like I had played enough where like T-ball wasn't super huge for me. Didn't really need to buy into it. And then went into like the coach pitch deal. Like I said, I played for the Pirates with I'm trying to think of some other guys that were on that team. Jack Swaney, who played in Lincoln Land. Yep. Yeah. His dad coached our team.
He just committed somewhere, didn't he?
Yeah, he's going to Texas A&M, Texarkana in Texas.
Shout out, man.
Yeah, so that'd be a good fit for him. Excited for him to get away and go do his own thing. Paul Hartman, who's a football player, went to Coastal Carolina out of high school, Western Carolina. He played on that team. Just a bunch of local guys that we grew up with, and we played for them for 1 or 2 years, and then that was when I think we got to be like 7 or 8 years old and kind of broke off and did our own thing and went and played travel ball. And once I got into the travel circuit, we kind of got out of the league play deal and we're just playing on the weekends doing our thing. So
for sure,
it was cool. Obviously, like you get to play at all the places in Springfield that are local legends or whatever. The Vredenburg parks and
Vredenburg. Yeah, that's where you practiced in high school.
Really? I lived right over there.
Really? I mean, it was just a grass open field.
Yeah. I mean, it's still what it is now. I think there's like a skin infield over there, but
where did you guys practice when on the turf?
High?
Yeah. Did you guys do the turf football thing, or did you?
We did a little bit. We couldn't because of track a lot of the time, which fired me up when I was in high school. I hated it, but we would drive out and practice on the back diamond at Lincoln Land.
Okay.
So I think now that they're doing a little bit more at Shields, a little bit less at the back diamond, more on the turf, like kind of mixing and matching and trying to get in wherever they can get in without having a field. So.
Okay. But before we go to your travel ball stuff, any important memories or moments from like Little League or anything that stands out or anything like that?
I don't think that there was anything that like just one magical swing or play. Like I said, I just remember always wanting to play the game and being there and doing that. Like we played doubleheader and everybody would be getting their snacks after the game or whatever, and I just was like, "What time's the next game start?" Or
you didn't care.
No, like that's what it was, and super grateful for that. One thing that I remember, so I was in kindergarten in 2011, the 2011 World Series, like 5 years old. I probably should be going to bed at like 8:30 every night. Well, my mom and one of her friends had gotten tickets to go to the Game 6 of the World Series. Like, obviously, this infamous game where David Freese hit the walk-off homer, big triple, and I was super, super upset that I didn't get to go.
Yeah.
I was like, that's ridiculous. Like, I crying, the whole deal. And she promised me that I would get to go back, and when they went back in 2013, I got to go to that. So that's like I guess that's like the Little League thing where like, okay, I'm 5 years old and I'm like married to this game already type of deal. Yeah.
I love so like that,
it was good.
Tell me about, if you didn't like you touched on it already, but tell me about how mom and dad supported you in your dream of pursuing baseball. It takes a village, to get there.
Absolutely. I mean, first off, like you say village, like there are plenty of other people that jump in there that I think of that I'm sure we'll touch on, but they gave me everything that they had. Like traveling, going around with me to Mississippi, Indiana, Kansas City, like taking care of me whenever I needed. Hey, like, and neither of my parents played softball or baseball.
Really?
So
it wasn't like this game was like pushed on you. You found it on your own.
Absolutely.
And they were just like, okay, my boy loves it. We're going to support him.
Right.
That's beautiful.
So they didn't know any better. So when it came to me saying like, Mom and Dad, I need this or that, like they kind of just trusted my word for it. And granted, I might have abused it a little bit of, I really need a new bat, Mom. But they did a great job of again, just supporting me and loving me. Like I think you see all these stories or like you see all these social media posts of parents like acting fools or whatever.
Yeah. More and more of that.
100%. And I remember like my mom would ask me, she's like, how do you want us to act? And I told her, I was like, I really don't care. Like it's not gonna bother me, but at the same time, like I don't want to feel like you're trying to distract me or like talk to me during any game. So like my mom is super quiet
Yeah.
during games. Like, will never yell at me. Like, will never yell at she barely even claps. Like when I
Yeah.
pitch, she paces. She gets real like
Yeah.
nervous. And
Oh yeah.
but again, just to have somebody that supports you like that makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would still be playing this game if it wasn't for their
Yeah.
support and everything.
That's
So
beautiful. Was there anyone that you looked up to locally coming up?
I mean, at the time, I don't know if I really saw it as looking up to them. I just thought that they were like cool players and like, oh, that guy plays on TV, so I watch him. But now I can look back and be like, man, like I really wanted to be like that guy.
Yeah.
And whatever, just the way he carried himself or played or whatever. And those guys that come to mind are like the Mitch Treeses of the world. Like
Sure.
him and I did lessons together for a
cool.
long time.
Yeah. Did you listen to the Mitch Tree story?
Of course I
Fire.
did.
Yeah.
Of course I did. I can't wait for Gunner to get back into it and see what baseball brings Mitch later in his life. But and then guys like Trevor Minder and Damian Pierce and Ben and some of those guys where like that's when I first got old enough to like start noticing, okay, like these guys are different.
You talking about Ben Hartle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ben and I are actually neighbors and like we get along super well and have a good relationship. It's been cool to like pick his brain and learn some things. I remember like when I was still doing the catching deal, him and I FaceTimed one night for like 45 minutes talking about being one knee down as a catcher.
Yeah.
And Mitch instilled in me, like we're two knees up.
He was 2 feet, yeah.
We're 2 knees up all the time. And I rocked with Mitch, so that's what I was rolling with.
No,
I was like, I'm not doing it. And finally Ben, like, he gave me a lecture on it and talked me into it. And
new
I
school
made the
catching,
switch 100%. And it makes a difference. And obviously it's working out for Ben just fine now. So
dude, when we're on Ben Hartle, I'm 41 years old. I think Ben might be 23 maybe. I feel like, and I'm kind of joking, but I'm kind of not. I feel like I look up to Ben Hartle in ways. Like that guy
100%.
is one of the most impressive young men I've ever met in my life. You said you can easily, call him for advice, things like that. Any instances of just like how special of a guy that is or anything else or what he's meant to you? I mean, he would have been on that state team, right? When you would have been like a freshman or sophomore?
Yeah.
And then he would have been like a senior, like a leader of that.
Yeah, I was a freshman and he was a senior.
Okay.
Which I'm sure we'll touch on that here in a little bit. But like, I think the biggest thing with Ben for that is like, I could call him and ask about baseball things, but I feel like I would be more likely to call him and ask him about like lifestyle things and just the way that like, okay, like this is your job now. Like you do this every single day. How do you balance being a person versus a player and getting to pick his brain on some of those types of things? I think him and I are pretty similar in like having morals and values outside of the game of baseball that like when we step in between the white lines, maybe aren't as important, but like when we're not in between the white lines, like there's nothing that rises above those things.
I love that.
I think that speaks to who he is and obviously what he's done for people that are also looking up to him. Like guys, like you look at all these 8-year-old kids that are going to his camp now, like they're gonna say, oh, well, he did this, and that in his baseball career, but look at what he's done for people more importantly. And that's what I think Ben is great at.
I love that. I can't say Ben Hartle's name without mentioning that beautiful head of lettuce he's got, man.
I know. It's
just
always been like that too. Always been like that.
Man, just blessed.
I know.
I'm sorry, Ben. I always comment on his hair. He's probably like, this guy's weird as hell.
Nah.
All right. Talk to me about the travel teams that you've been a part of. Any special ones, any things you want to sit on there that have been special to your career?
I think like obviously I think this is going to be a theme that we're going to be able to take away from this is like something that's been huge about the game of baseball for me is just the people and the relationships that it's created for you.
Yeah.
Like I said, so I started playing with the Springfield Pride after, the Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason or the way I got wrapped up into the Pride is my grandfather was playing in a slow pitch softball league at the Lake Press Club.
Yeah.
And I went out to a game with him and Frank Kulovic was there playing in the league. And I was probably being a little pest, like asking him to play catch during the game or doing whatever. And I think he just kind of took note that I really loved the game and wanted to be around it all the time. And he was starting a team for his son and some guys in the area. So I kind of went into that and then it just kind of grew almost like, obviously I think of like the way Major League Baseball just grows. You jump levels and do this and that.
Yeah.
And so I started with the Pride and like we were good. Like there were some good players on that team, but there were also 3 or 4 guys that just like really wanted to keep going and wanted to take it step further and step further and step further.
Mm-hmm.
So after the Pride, we joined the Lumberjacks with Coach Ryan Turner, the head coach at Route, and his son, who I played with at Lincoln Land. We went over to Jacksonville and joined with those guys, and we had 12 guys that just want to play baseball, just want to play college baseball, just wanted to grind and work and get after it.
Everyone on the same mission, pulling together as a special team.
100%.
Right.
And that, I think it bonded us together as people too. Like obviously some of us guys, like, I mean, not everybody from that team is still playing baseball, but we've all still got traits and stuff that we picked up from each other that I think has been super important. And that's the biggest thing I'll take away from that group is we all just really enjoyed being around each other. And that was when we were 13 to 15 years old. Like that's when you like really kind of start to figure out like who you're going to be and what you're going to do in life.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I can attest to the places that I've been comes from a lot of those people. And then after that group, we basically just changed our name to the Flood City Elite, so that way we could get into like the big name tournaments and go get scouted and do all this. And that's when Cam and Mason Marshall and Conrad Charpentier and all those guys came over and joined us. And then it was like
pretty legit.
Yeah, super team now. Like obviously it wasn't necessarily super team, but like, man, this group, like we just all loved the game of baseball and we had a lot of fun together. Like just I remember going out traveling, going all over the place, doing all these other things. And with that, like the parents then come to mind of like, I could call any parent from any single one of those teams that I played on right now, and they would do whatever I needed for them. And and I think that is, again, the biggest thing that I've taken away from travel baseball, because like, yeah, like it's done things for me as a player, but like it's done way more for me as a person and who I'm going to be. And I appreciate that for sure.
Oh, man, beautiful, man. I'm like, your answers are on point, my man.
I appreciate that.
Let's get to some Springfield High stuff here, and let's start with. So you were a freshman on the state team.
Yep.
So the 21 state championship, Springfield High took it home. What are some of your best memories from that? What stands out? Anything like that?
Well, I think the biggest memory is the dog pile. I was at the very bottom.
Oh, really?
I was a 5'7", 180 pound or 160 pound freshman at the bottom of this dog pile. That's the biggest thing I remember.
Yeah.
But also I remember looking back and seeing like little things about the game, because I didn't play on that team. I mean, I was there so when I got called up, Ben had been hurt.
Okay.
He had hurt his shoulder, I think his left shoulder, so he couldn't swing a bat. So if the catcher went down, we didn't have nobody. So I came up to be the backup catcher.
Oh, okay.
And it was great. It was cool. But I knew I wasn't gonna play.
Yeah.
But
how cool it is to be around that environment.
100%. And like seeing some of those guys, like again, I knew Ben Hartle's gonna play college baseball. Knew Luke Flesner's gonna play college baseball. Knew Richie Snyder, like
how they were working and operating.
Okay, like what can I take away from some of these guys?
Yeah.
And then also, like, I mean, this goes back to looking up to Ben. Ben wasn't playing. Okay, so how is this guy who has made an impact on this team the whole season going to continue to make an impact when he doesn't do anything?
Fascinating.
Right? So that's when I feel like I kind of stepped into the realm of, okay, how can I go above and beyond to be a good teammate or to support somebody else when things aren't going my way or any of those types of things. And obviously I've taken all of those things with me. Yeah. I've also taken my state championship ring with me. My roommate, Eli, went to Chatham, and I love
Curtis.
I love to let him know that I have a state championship ring and he doesn't. So that's a great thing that comes from that.
That's awesome, dude. All right. I'm excited about the next couple parts we have coming here. And especially when we get to Coach Trumper, because I feel like I've given a ton of flowers to Coach Elliott and Coach Steinwart, but we're going to do some special stuff with Coach Trumper here in a sec. But first, we're going to start off with old Steiny, my guy. Like I said earlier, our relationship was rocky in high school, and I will take the lion's share of that. I was uncoachable. I thought I was amazing. I was selfish in a million ways, but I think him and I were put into each other's life to learn some things from each other. But tell me about your relationship with Coach Steinwart.
I mean, very similar to yours.
Yeah.
I remember, just like I said, my freshman year, I wasn't really with those guys. I was down on JV with Coach Burke and doing those deals, which I needed. Obviously, I wasn't good enough to play on that state championship team. But then my sophomore year came around, and I was like, okay, well, now I'm gonna have to step up. We just lost however many guys.
Yeah.
And I remember the first interaction with Coach Steinwart my sophomore years. We're practicing in the gym, getting ready to go for the season, and he pulls me off to the side, and he's like, hey, you're going to split some time between JV and varsity. And I was like, split time? I was on varsity last year. I'm not going back. Like, I'm not going back down. What are you talking
Nah,
about?
coach.
Yeah, like, And so first of all, that definitely like kind of put a chip on my shoulder of like, okay, like if that's really how you see me as a player. First of all, and I knew it was all out of like love and just wanting the best for me.
Yeah.
I can see that now. I didn't at the time.
Right.
But then all of a sudden it didn't necessarily blow up, but like my sophomore year was probably the best year I've ever had as a baseball player.
Really?
As a pitcher, like I was an all-stater that year, like did all the things. And my freshman year, I think I threw like 3 innings the entire season.
Really?
Yeah. So like was not super expected by any means. And I definitely, at the time I wouldn't have said this, but I definitely probably let the hype get all to my head or whatever, like beat Chatham, beat U-High, beat SHG. And I was the guy with the ball in all of those situations. So I was like, okay, like I'm getting you all these wins, Coach Stein. What are you gonna tell me? Like, you still gonna yell at me and coach me hard all the time? And yes, he did. Like, he let me know.
The answer is yes.
Yeah. And like they would just be little. I'm like,
but it's from a place of caring.
100%. And I wasn't able to see that at the time. Like, he would come out there and rip me in the third inning when I hadn't given up a hit yet. And I'm like, what are you yelling at me for? And I had like rolled my eyes after a ball 4 call that I thought should have been a strike or something like that. And like, it was like just nitpicky all the time. I'm like, Coach Steinwart, man, just like scoot back. Like, let me do my thing. And he never did. And like I said, I'm so grateful for that because it would not have worked out for me if I continued to act like that. And, I don't think it's that I didn't want to be coachable. I mean, obviously, like I wanted to, I just didn't see a problem with
how you were operating.
Right. 100%. Like no one had ever coached me that way before.
Yeah, I need to be humbled too by him.
100%. And, then as we grew, like I remember Coach Steinwart never ever really told me or taught me anything about like a physical aspect in the game of baseball. Like, he never came up to me and was like, hey, I think you should do this with your swing or this with your breaking ball. Or
he was always awesome at letting the rest of his staff handle like the pitching. You know, pitching was Trumper, Elliott was in like infielding and hitting and stuff, and he was less of the mechanical part, more of like the mental part of the game and strategics.
Absolutely. And he still was that way for me. And so like as I got to like grow into that, that's when we started having conversations of like, okay, how can you be a better teammate? Like, how can you set yourself apart as a teammate type of guy? Like how can you do something for someone else when things aren't going well for you instead of throwing a pity party or doing whatever? How can you, like, obviously he never pushed it upon any of us, but like, how can you grow your faith with the same hunger that you're growing your athletic career?
So many of those lessons I feel like that he was throwing at us in high school were just like over my head at the time, but they've hit later on in life.
100%.
You know, like errors of omission versus commission, things like that. There was just so many little things that he was trying to throw at you that I wasn't in a space to hear it, but like they were there, just later it clicked.
100%. And I'm the same way. Like, I remember looking back, we would do all these podcasts and things before games or like the mental minute before practice or whatever and get us going for the day. And it's like, the one that sticks out to me that I remember is, Jocko talked about like, it's not necessarily the best fighter that wins that day. It's the guy that fights the best and the guy that fights the longest for that time. So I remember we're playing U-High, at U-High at Illinois State, and they have like 9 Division I players on their team. We had no business rolling in there and doing what we did, but we went in there and we fought them guys to all 7 innings and ended up beating them. And without him pushing those buttons and doing those types of things,
right,
I don't think that happens. He used to say, like, I remember during the state run, he used to call us his video game, where we would go out and do all the things. He just would press certain buttons to get us to go.
Oh, I like that.
I've definitely taken that with me and what I want to do. And I'm sure like some of the like analogies and things that he uses with us were probably the same with you. Did you guys get the tape measure talk?
I can't. I'm drawing a blank on that right
now. So he used to break out the tape measure for us, and he would say, "Your life is 60 inches long. How much of these 60 inches is this year in your baseball career?" Well, when you break it down into millimeters being days, it's like this much time and this much space. Okay, well, how do you take that much? It's not very much. So take not very much time and get after it every single day and get better and work hard, and you're gonna bear fruit from that labor and doing those types of things. And like I said, those are the types of things that I take with me.
Dude, he never stopped growing as a coach. Never. Like, he was always hungry for more information, how to be better, how to motivate. Just incredible stuff there.
100%. And I think that's what makes great coaches. Like,
Yeah.
as great players, like, you want to be a sponge and soak up all these things. Okay, like, what can I do different with my swing, or what can I do different with this
Right.
pitch and whatever. And he does the same thing, being a coach. Quick story, and this, like, I don't even know. He probably doesn't even remember this, but we're playing Mount Pulaski at Robin Roberts, 4:30 game, and he scheduled a 6:30 game at SHG right after.
Really?
So Senators, we show up to the ballpark at Robin Roberts, play a game, and then we got to drive across town and play another game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is ridiculous. Like, what are we doing? Well, we ended up playing an extra inning game with Mount Pulaski, and we gave up a 2-run go-ahead homer in the 9th inning. He comes out to make a pitching change, and I got my head down looking at the ground, like kicking the dirt. I just wasn't like focused, paying attention. Like, I was listening to him, but I wasn't paying attention to him.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, we should give him a home run against Mount Pulaski. Like,
Right.
this is not supposed to be the way my senior year goes. And he'd come out there for a reason. And whatever that reason was, he abandoned that. And his reason to come out there was to light me up. And he tore into me and was like, you are never going to make it in college acting like this. And I'm like, whoa, like, never going to make
Strong
it
thing
in
to
college.
say.
Yeah. I was like, okay. And then, like, after that game, I'm driving over to SHG, getting ready to play another game that actually is, like, super important to me. It's the Battle of West Washington. Like, I'm ready to go for this one. And I'm just, like, kind of reflecting, and I'm like, man, like, is he right? Like, is that something, like, am I really going to not make it because of something so stupid?
No, you planted that seed in
like
your brain.
that.
That's awesome
100%.
that you were open to it. You weren't
100%.
just like, shut it out.
And it definitely took some time for that seed to, like, sprout and, like, really grow and take into that. But, like, without that moment, who knows? Maybe I do act the same way. Like, so I'm very grateful for him for that. So
that's amazing. Yeah. Shout out to Coach Steinwart.
Absolutely.
Let's go, Coach Trumper now. And I want to start it off. When I was doing a little research on you, I found somewhere, maybe it was your Lincoln Land profile or somewhere, but you gave a lot of flowers to Coach Trumper about you guys' relationship. And I know before we were talking, you said he coached you in middle school and was obviously your pitching coach in high school. But it was a little, until I started thinking about your story and Coach Trumper, it was a little lost on me how important he was to the program. And first off, let me say this. I think the Springfield High School staff is probably the best all-time staff in CSA history. No, but you can't compare it to their longevity, their backgrounds, how much they care, what they have done. I think they are the number one staff all time in CSA history. But Coach Trumper, from what I think I know, did he pitched at Lincoln Land and Delta State?
Yeah, I think there was another stop in between there that didn't last long. Central Arkansas, maybe, or somewhere down in there. Yeah. He's gonna make fun of me for not knowing. I should know that.
But something that I wanted to say, and like, he was a very calm presence, wouldn't you say? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like, some opposite of Steinwart at times, but it was, when I reflected back on my time, I thought how important it was that he threw to us all the time. Mm-hmm. And like, he might have been a little older. I don't know if he still was when you were there, but he was still lighting up men's leagues when I was there. So it was like a collegiate pitcher pitching to us in, like, during practice every day. And there was a few times when I got into a couple balls off him. And I'm not saying that to be like to thump my chest. I'm saying it as it gave me confidence that, like, oh, Coach Trumper is like a very, a great pitcher, mm-hmm. and that I was able to get into him. It gave me confidence to keep going. So shout out to Coach Trumper. And I want to hear about your relationship with him and what he's meant to you over the years. And let's just start at Franklin. That's where you first started coaching.
Yep. I mean, first of all, like you said, greatest staff in Central State history. I think we could talk for hours on all those guys and all the things that they've done for baseball players at Springfield High and just all over the community. Like Coach Burks at Lincoln, Coach Elliott's at Springfield Christian, Coach T's at Franklin. Yeah. Like, you don't get to see all the guys that end up going to other places that learn from them and have great careers and doing all these deals. But Coach T and I, like I said, we've been together for since I was in 6th grade, and now I'm going on 15th grade. So we've been together for a long time, and I was still super young when I got to him, and he definitely, like, kind of just threw me in the fire. Like, I was in 6th grade I played every day with all the 8th graders. Really? And like, he just, it was go. Like, there was no, let me hold your hand, let me make sure you're okay. And I'm very grateful for him, or grateful to him for that.
Yeah.
And it's been a great experience of, again, just bouncing ideas off of each other and things, and learning, and just the perception and things that I've taken from the way that he carries himself and all the things that he does, whether that be coaching, teaching, or the way that he would come and throw live at bats to us. Like you're saying, like, it's just a great picture of just like, man, he's just going to carve you to pieces. Like, he's not going to blow you away. Like, he's going to spin this breaking ball. He's going to get in on your hands.
Move it around.
Yeah. He's going to do the whole deal. And so I took that into the way that I try to get people out.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
From a start. And then it's like, okay, how do I even elevate this from here? Okay, let me combine that with the calm, laid back kind of way that he is all the time. Like, I've seen him get fired up like a few times, but never like lose his lid.
No, never.
Type deal. And like, I think about that, and Coach Steinwar used to always say, like, poker face, poker face, poker face. And I was like, okay, like, whatever. But then as I like started to like, okay, like maybe something is there, I look at a guy like Coach T, and that guy's got a poker face. He never lets anything bother him, whether it's good or bad. And I kind of try to take that into how I would get people out. Like, I think there's a big thing of like roller coaster and adrenaline and letting things go. And like, you punch a guy out and then you start screaming and running off the field. I think there are times and places for that. Yes, absolutely. But that happens, and you come out in the next inning and you give up a home run. Then how do you feel? It's like, uh-oh.
Right.
So, again, just
keep that same energy.
Right. Exactly. So I've been able to just take those things away from who he is. And then also just as a person, man, like, those guys, they really do care about every guy that they coach, and
as a player and as a person,
100%. You know? And Coach T, he would always be there to watch me throw a pin, or to work on things, or to give me different cues. And I think that there are also just a lot of the pitcher that I grew into. I think there are a lot of similarities between me and him. And I remember in high school, like the Burke boys and those guys, they used to always say Coach T was like my dad. And just because, like, I always wanted to be around him so I could pick his brain and see what things were going on. He always wanted to make sure that I was doing okay and doing all these things. And like, it has just turned into a great relationship outside of baseball now that he's done coaching me. And that does, he just gets to be my friend now. Like, we get to be buddies and do all the things together. So it's been great.
Beautiful. Do you have anything else on him? Like, why do you think he's so special as a pitching coach? Does anything jump out to you? If you haven't already touched it, you think?
The biggest thing for me, and something I took this away from him, is he is super big on reading swings before they happen.
Oh,
so like, I think of a guy like Albert Pujols, and you know how he does this little hand, like, knob down deal over the heart of the plate. Well, he used to always tell me, when a guy does that, he's showing you exactly where he wants to hit the ball at.
Fire.
So if you see a guy that does that, where do I not want to throw the ball? In there.
Or
if I'm in the dugout, it's tough to do in the game, but like, if you're in the dugout and you're watching a guy on deck, okay, is this swing super steep, or is he all over the place, not getting on time, or like, is he super late or super out on his front foot? Like, how can I use those types of things to my advantage rather than
that's the good stuff,
just like pouring it in there and see what happens type
little
deal.
intricacies of the game.
100%.
Man, that's fire.
And I think a great thing about Coach T, and that I've taken with me, is he sees both sides of it. So like, he sees, as a pitcher, what are you struggling with as a hitter? And as a hitter, what are you struggling with from the pitching aspect of it? So like, I remember in my swing, when I would hit, I would say, like, Coach T, man, like, I'm not seeing the spinner very well. And he goes, well, your front hip is going towards third base all the time. You're never going to see the breaking ball.
Yeah.
So I would just keep spinning you breaking ball and breaking ball, breaking ball, breaking ball. Okay. Well, he wasn't necessarily breaking down my mechanics as a hitter.
Yeah.
He was just telling me what he saw as a pitcher.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now as a pitcher,
you remember that.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
So then I can see, okay, well, this guy's, he's got no shot. I just got to spin him.
Oh,
and
I love that.
It's been great. And Coach Elliott's the same way.
Yeah. Right? Oh yeah.
So I love them guys, man.
Oh man, that's awesome. Do you have any thoughts on, this is kind of a broad question, but I felt, I didn't appreciate it while I was there, but once I, went to junior college, Division I, indie ball, I felt like I had like a doctorate in baseball. Like, I knew so much. I knew all the little intricacies of the game, like you were just talking about. I felt like I was so polished. What do you feel like? Just tell me about how you feel like the SHS program runs, anything like that. Does anything jump out to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and I I'd love to hear how it was for you, but like Coach Steinwart kind of adapted into, he used to always say, we're going to do a lot, a little. So like we would show up to practice and we would do first and thirds, bunt Ds, and PFPs for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
We would do everything one time.
Yeah.
And we would do that 3 times a week. And then all of a sudden it became like the back of our hand type deal. Compared to like when I was in junior college, we would do PFPs 1 time a week for 45 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, then it like the little things start to drag a little bit more.
Yeah.
And, so I think that
they don't become stale when they're short.
Yes,
in those little short bursts
100%.
like that.
And you stay sharp on them and all those types of things. So that's definitely something that I want to portray into the game.
Yeah.
Like once my time comes to coach and do those types of things. I also think like, again, Coach Steinwart he's been around for 100 years. So that's why he gets to pick up on some of these things.
The mid-'80s. Right. In the CSA. Right. Since it was the mid-state 9.
Yeah, see, that's way past my time. Right? Like just like little things of how he can win games with, like, I mean, he used to always say, like, for all the wins he had that many losses or whatever. Like, I know he's had some teams that weren't as talented, but I mean, he still found a way to win games. And how do you do that? Okay, by bunting or running a first and third correctly, or defending a first and third correctly, or running a relay the right way. Like those little things separate you.
Absolutely.
When maybe you don't take the big swing that day or make a big pitch. So
we were always the best coached team. You might have not been the most talented while I was there, but
100%.
We did the little things right.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Do you have any favorite memories from Springfield High that jump out outside of the state championship? Or a memory? Or
yeah, I think the biggest thing is we just, over my time at Springfield High, we spent a lot of time together.
Yeah.
So that group, it would be my sophomore year of the Burke twins, Ryan Crum, Nolan Kulvik, Brody Erickson, Jack Swaney, those guys. Obviously we spent all freshman year together, and it was COVID. So there was no distractions. All we did was we were always together. Like those were the group of guys that we went and hung out with, and we did our thing with, played in leagues with, the whole deal. And so as things went on, like Coach Stein, we did the Good Friday church service and went out to eat after, and we spent that time together. Or we would go and eat after road trips. Or I remember after we lost in the regional and the sectional my sophomore and junior year, like we would just hang out and we would do all these things together. Man, those are what I'm going to take with me. Granted, there are Griffin Burke had the game of his life against Chatham in the sectional championship my freshman year. Like obviously that'll always be super memorable and things like that. But eventually all these baseball memories, there's going to be so many of them, they're going to go away. But those people memories, they're always going to be there.
Stand out. Okay, let's get into your recruitment then. How did you end up at Lincoln Land? Were there other options? How'd that transpire?
So my recruiting process was a little minimal, I would say.
Really? After being like an all-state guy?
I think part of that was my own doing. I think everybody kind of knew that I was going to go to Lincoln Land. Justin Palmer was the hitting coach at Lincoln Land and did all the stuff out there, and he coached my summer ball team from the time that we were 9, and he was the guy that grew with us and pushed us to do all those types of things. And so I knew like I don't want to leave that. And like I have this historic program that's in my backyard. Like I have this in my backyard. Like you get to see all the guys that come before you, like
a lot of dogs have been there.
100%. Jake Curtis, Ryan Aper, like Ken Adlers, like all these type of guys. Nick Maton, who is like, man, like all these other guys did it right here.
Yeah.
I don't have to go anywhere else to do exactly what I'm trying to do. And obviously, like my dream was always to play Division I baseball, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that
straight
out of high school.
Okay. Like what were you like sitting at velo-wise out of high school?
Actually, I really don't know, just because like it fluctuated so much. I pitched through like little knick-knack injuries my junior and senior year. I remember late my junior year, I was like 86, 88. I was throwing pretty hard.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah. And then my senior year, I had already committed, so like I knew where I was going and what I was doing.
Okay.
But I was hurt that year, and I just pitched through it and was like 85, 87 for the most part. And then at the very end, when I finally was able to get healthy, I jumped up and was like 90, 92 in the regional. And that was good. And looking back, like I probably could have gone somewhere.
Yeah, I mean,
and
if
I
you're doing
just
that, you
would
could have go walked on,
100%. And
Illinois State or something like
right,
that.
I could have gone somewhere and not pitched, and then been like, oh, well, now what?
Yeah.
Now, okay, let me just backtrack a little bit, and
Right.
I'll go back to
I'm
Lincoln
going back
Land
to
now.
Lincoln Land.
Right,
I just wasted a year.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to do that. And also, I think
Smart.
there's a lot of value and loyalty in what you do. And like Coach Tor running his camps, he always took good care of me. They always let me go out there and hit whenever I wanted to go hit and do all those types of things. So not that I felt like I owed it to them, but I owed it to myself to use that resource to the best of my advantage, and
love that.
And take it and run with
I love
it.
that there's still dudes coming up that see it. I saw it the same way as like, and the Canadlers were like big brothers to me. So they came, 4 or 5 years before me. So I thought, I have aspirations of playing pro ball, Division I. It was good enough for them. It's certainly good enough for me. So I'm glad that there's still cats out there that see it in similar fashions.
100%.
And you can get drafted out of Lincoln Land, no problem. Or you could go, they're cranking out D1 guys now too. Like 100%. It's almost weird if they don't go D1 now, right? It's pretty cool, like some of the connections that they've made over the years.
Yeah.
You were one and done guy with one and done with the Loggers. Tell me about your year there. What stood out? What was special? How you grew as a player? Anything like that?
First, somebody asked me this question the other day. I did not expect to be a one and done type guy at Lincoln Land. Like it's not necessarily what I wanted to do.
Just an opportunity came about.
It came about. It was hard to turn down, and I did feel like it was what was best for me. And looking back, it 100% was.
Yeah.
Obviously, super grateful for my time at Lincoln Land, and I grew a ton, but I needed to grow the way that I did at Memphis this past year. But like I said, I know it's going to be a theme, but like the biggest thing for me is I grew more as a person at Lincoln Land than I did as a baseball player.
Tell me about
that. I think going into Lincoln Land, I kind of just expected it to be like another year of high school.
Yeah.
Like I'm staying at home. Like it's not gonna be any different. Like I took a bunch of classes at Lincoln Land when I was in high school. Like it's gonna feel the exact same. And that was not the case.
Really?
Just because, again, that it really turned into, okay, baseball all the time type deal, baseball first, which I just wasn't used to. Like, obviously in high school, like I had baseball first time, and then I had basketball first time, and I had football first time, or whatever I was doing was first.
Yeah.
And now baseball is first, whether you like it or not. And in the fall, it was good. Like I had a really good fall. I really enjoyed the fall. We went out there and we got after it every day. No, they didn't let me. I wanted to, and I fought for it, but they were like, no.
Can't be a catcher and a pitcher?
No. So,
but dude, your background as a catcher has to have been so beneficial for you as a pitcher, right? We'll get to that. But
yeah. But like, man, just going out on the back nine and spending 3.5 hours and it's 95 degrees and working barns and gates at the fair to fundraise money and doing all those types of things. Like it was hard. Like it was not easy per se. And then I don't know, like obviously there were some other things going on in my life, but I didn't love it the way that I kind of thought I was going to. And it was like, okay, how do I continue to show up every day knowing I don't feel the same way, or like,
your love for baseball was waning, or like
okay. I mean, a little bit of both, just the love for baseball and just the situation that I was put in of like, that was like the first taste of like, okay, man, I'm ready to like go see some other things in life and other places and do all these types of things. And I wanted to be where my feet where my feet were, and I did. But it was a lot. And that was when I like really, really dove headfirst into my faith journey. And
really,
like I got baptized in the middle of the year, and all my teammates were there and took good care of me. I remember we were on a road trip in a hotel in Tennessee, and me and my 2 roommates stayed up until like 1 a.m, just talking about religion and faith and God and how he takes care of us and how we use that in our life every single day. And getting to hear their perspectives on things, like, because again, I've been a baseball first guy my whole life, and
was spirituality and God, was that a part of your life at all before this?
It was like just not nearly as prevalent.
Yeah.
Which again, I think that things happen in your life to kind of propel that journey. And
absolutely, man.
Some of these moments and times have definitely,
it's all connected.
have definitely done that for me. So those are the biggest benefits I had from being at Lincoln Land, because as a player, like it was good. Like I thought I had a good year.
Yeah.
I was probably 3 or 4 pitches away from like having an All-American year versus second team all conference, whatever it was.
Right.
I don't even remember. But like, I didn't necessarily struggle. I felt like, obviously, like there were times where I didn't have my best stuff or whatever. There were days where I went out. I remember I pitched against Parkland. I gave up like 10 in 3 innings, and it was like, well, am I good enough to be here? Like, but I also then I would have times where like I threw really well or whatever, and I felt like I needed to really, really be challenged. One, by the caliber of baseball that was around me, the people that were around me. Like, don't get me wrong, there were great players at Lincoln Land. Players that I played with at Lincoln Land that were better than me. But I wanted to be around a group of 40 guys that were all better than me, that really pushed me and was like, man, I have to carry my weight and do this. Otherwise, I'm going to stick out like a sore thumb.
Well said.
And being in Division I baseball, like, what was that opportunity? And I knew it was going to be uncomfortable. And but again, I needed to get out of that comfort zone to really grow the way that I needed to as a person and as a player. More as a player now at this point. But like I said, very grateful for my time at Lincoln Land. Like, I loved it. I'm still forever close with all of those guys. Like, there was only 27 guys on our team, like, which is not a lot in college baseball. But man, if like any single one of them guys, if they ever needed anything, like, I would be there in a heartbeat. Like that is one thing. Like, we were super, super tight, and I don't think I'll get that anywhere else ever. But
there's something about that awesome. That JUCO grind too, man. You know,
100%.
It's different.
100%.
It's
being in the gym, live at bats on the gym floor, like 6 a.m. weights in the Lincoln Land Community College weight room. Like, it builds character.
It does.
It builds character. So
it does. So how did we end up at Memphis then?
So Jake Curtis played at Lincoln Land.
Right.
Went to Memphis.
Was he a year older than you? Or
Jake is 4 years older than me. I think
there's multiple Curtises, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So Eli is 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
Jake is 4 years older than me, and Jake went there first.
Yeah, there's a little pipeline there.
Yep,
yeah.
Had a great career, did the whole deal, and then joined the staff there. And Jake and I are like,
that's what's up.
Yin and yang, man. Like, and we're very, very similar in a lot of ways, on the field and off the field. Like, we just, like, personality wise, like, when it comes to being a baseball player, him and we're right there.
Yeah.
And I would call him, and I'll just like say like, hey, how are things going? Like, we just talk, like, just like guys do. And I told him how things were going for me, and I'm like, look, man, like, I think I'm kind of ready to see what else is out there. And he was like, come be a Tiger. And I was like, all right, man, like, let's see what happens. Like, I'm cool. Like, you keep sending them their stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
And Jake and our assistant coach, Corey Barton, got kicked out of a game at UTSA, and when you get kicked out, you got to serve a suspension. And so they couldn't play in one of the weekend games, or couldn't coach in one of the weekend games. So I was like, hey, like, I'm gonna pitch in this game against John Wood.
Come watch.
Like, send them up, see what happens. And so they came up, and I threw really well. Like, it was probably one of the probably my best outing of the year, actually, and just kind of got the ball rolling from there. And they called and they offered, and that's when I like kind of really started taking it seriously, of like, okay, like, I need to see what decision I'm going to make. And I told them guys, I was like, hey, like, I owe this to my Lincoln Land teammates, coaches, myself. Like, I'm going to ride out with this squad until we're done, like, until we lose. And then I'll like really think about making a decision what we're going to do. And so I did that, and our season came to an end, and I spent a lot of time in prayer, talked to Coach Elliott, Coach Steinwart, and all those guys. And I mean, really probably went against what they thought was best for me.
Really? They thought you should stay another year?
Yeah. Like, Coach Steinwart, like, if you would have asked him a year ago, he would 100% told me I needed to stay at Lincoln Land.
Yeah.
But they also told me, they were like, whatever decision you make is going to end up being the right decision. Which I put a lot of weight in that. And like I said, I took a lot of time in prayer and talking to people close to me, and taking into consideration my future and all the things that I wanted. And I felt like it was the right time and the right place for me to go. And I made the move, and it worked out best for me.
Were there any other schools that came sniffing, or you got the interest from Memphis, and then that's where we're going?
There were. I talked to Southern Indiana a lot with Coach Ramirez, who was at UIS a few years ago. I talked to SEMO a little bit. but that was kind of it at the end of the year. I think those were really the only 3 schools that
Okay.
knew I was kind of interested in
even moving on.
getting out of there after one.
Yeah.
The recruiting process for me in the fall was pretty heavy. It was hot at first. Like I threw at, you do all the showcases in junior college, and I did those. And I remember I threw out the Puma, and there were schools calling me before I got back to the bus.
Really?
And it was like, oh my goodness, like, okay,
Yeah.
whatever's going on. And I remember like I would talk to schools, we would talk for a couple weeks, and then I wouldn't hear anything or whatever, which again, I was a freshman, like they were taking their other shots and just creating relationships, whatever.
Yeah. They're probably thinking you were a year down the road.
Right. Exactly.
Right. They had time.
Right. So, I mean, I remember a couple weeks before I got to school this year, we're getting ready for all the JUCO showcases and everything. And schools started following me on Twitter. And I'm like,
Really?
guys, like, what are you gonna do? Like try to steal me from Memphis or
Dude,
anything?
that's what college baseball
like,
is
people
these
didn't
days,
even know.
man.
100% it is. 100%.
Wild West now, man.
But, no, so it was great. I loved it. I loved it.
Was it hard going to Coach Tor and JP and being like, I'm moving on?
Yeah, it was tough, man.
I bet.
So the way that I did it is, like I said, I knew what I was going to do, and I sat on it for a few days.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, how am I going to tell these guys? And JP was the hardest one for me, just because like, man, him and I had been together for forever, and like that guy would ride for me through anything, and I would ride for him through anything. Like we went through our ups and downs too, of we didn't like each other or did whatever.
He's a fiery guy.
100%.
Yeah.
And it was tough for me to figure out how I was going to tell him that.
Yeah.
And I remember one day we were on the phone, and he's like, look, man, I want you to know I'm going to support whatever you choose to do, and I'm going to love you through it all. And that made it a lot easier on me to say like, hey man, like I appreciate that, but again, this is what's best for me, and I'm going to do that. And I went and I met with Coach Tor multiple times.
Yeah.
We sat down and we talked about it, and I mean, he gave me his food for thought, and I sat on it for a few days and chewed on what he had to say, and then went back and I just like, look, I really appreciate your insight, and I'm so thankful for the opportunity to be a logger and to be a part of this, but I think it's what's best for me. Yeah. And so I wrote all my teammates and things. I wrote them all a letter. I wrote Coach Tor a letter, and I was just like, hey man, like I spilled it out for him. Yeah. And like I walked away with like a good taste in my mouth, feeling I did it the right way.
But I was just about to say that. It feels like you did it the right way, like as a man. You didn't just like tuck your tail and like leave town. Like 100%. I'm out, man. See you, deuces.
100%. Especially because like obviously like the coaching staff expected me to come back. Like they expected me to be a 2-year guy.
Sure, I'm sure they were depending on you to be a pivotal part of that team.
100%. And I mean the players did the same thing. Like as a player and as a person, a leader in the clubhouse, and do all those types of things. And I definitely felt some sort of way walking away from it. But again, at some point you do got to be a little selfish and look out for yourself. And that's just the way it worked, and it worked out for everybody.
Absolutely. So let's transition to Division I baseball, man. What was it like getting there in the fall? Like these are going to be like sparkling facilities, a strength and conditioning coach, a jump up from JUCO in talent and facilities, all these things. What was that transition like for you?
I mean, first of all, like the biggest, like it was a life change, right? Like I just moved halfway across the country without my parents, without my girlfriend, like the whole deal. Yeah. And you walk into this locker room, and there were 3 or 4 freshmen, maybe 5. I think there were 4 or 5 freshmen actually. I was one of like 3 or 4 sophomores, and everybody else is old. Yeah. I feel like we got guys with gray hair in our locker room.
Dude, now you can be like a 25-year-old.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So I'm walking in here, and it's just like, oh boy, like this is different. Like, and I knew it was going to be a jump, and like you're going to be older guys, more physical guys, but like you walk into this locker room, and it took me a few days to like
some grown men in there.
Right. To get comfortable in my own skin and understand that like, okay, I haven't necessarily proved that I belong here yet, but I'm here for a reason.
Sure.
And doing all the deals. So then then I think it's easy once baseball starts of like, okay, we're just out here going. Like we're going through the whole thing that I've done. It's the same game I've done my whole life. Granted, the pace picks up a little bit, the physicality picks up, but other than that, like it's the same game. We're running through the same infield and outfield in practice, the lifts are the same, like the whole deal. So I got comfortable in that, and then we started inter-squadding and doing the whole deal, and gameplay came, and I remember my first outing, I was like 90-93 with a pretty good breaking ball. Ooh. And I got touched a little bit. Like,
really?
I gave up 2 runs in 2 innings, which I guess is not getting touched, but like
But you're like, back at JUCO, I'm probably not getting touched.
Especially in 1993.
Right.
Like, I had never been that before, and I'm like, I would have blown guys away like this.
Right, yeah.
And especially, like, we had thrown bullpens before that, and I was like 86, 87 in my bullpens, like, not like lighting up the radar gun or anything. I'm a little bit more of an adrenaline guy, like bullpens, touching, working on things, whatever.
Yeah.
And my head coach came up to us after, and we were in a meeting, and he's like, "Where'd this come from? What is this about?" And I was like, "Look, man, I wanted to prove to myself and prove to everybody else here that, like, I belong here, and I'm here to stay. I'm here to make this team better and do all the things." And I had a little bit of an edge to me for the first few weeks that I was there, and not that like withered away or anything, but I do think that, like, I had some times where, okay, like maybe I gave up a home run here or gave up a run there or walked a couple guys or did whatever, and like it just got hard. Like, obviously, like it wasn't all easy, and I didn't lose that, but it was not at the forefront of the competitor that I showed whenever I took the ball, which it needed to be. So it was an adjustment period.
Yeah.
The strike zone, I feel like, gets cut in half and is about the size of that puzzle box over there. It's so small, and especially with Division I hitters, if you throw the ball over the white part of the plate,
hitters are making it smaller.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you throw the ball over the white part of the plate, guys don't swing and miss at it very often. And if you don't throw the ball over the white part of the plate, they don't swing, and it's a ball.
Interesting.
So it's like, okay, how can I use, like, philosophy and sequencing to get these guys out and to do these types of things?
Fire.
All of it. So it was an adjustment period, but it was cool to see. Like, we got to travel and play Louisiana at a big league ballpark, and you get to see big league scouts coming to watch these other guys on our team. It's like, I don't know, like,
it felt like you belonged.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. 100%. Dude, when I was looking at your stats, they're kind of fascinating to me, because I don't think it's the ERA that you would have loved to put out there, like, whatever, but they still ran you out there for 41 innings and 9 starts. So that tells me that they, at least in my head, what I think I know about baseball, is that they like your stuff. They believe in you. Maybe you had some tough outings, a couple of them, but tell me about your first year there and what you feel like, or your spring actual season, how that went for you, and what any thoughts looking back.
Right. Obviously not ideal, right? Like, I would have loved to go down there and pitch at a 4 and throw 50 innings and been a starter the whole year and done all of it, and everything been great. But obviously, one, it's not what the good Lord had in store for me, and two, like, I think I needed to struggle a little bit. Like I said, I did at Lincoln Land a little bit, but other than that, I had never really failed at much.
It's gonna make you grow
as a baseball player, right? Yeah. And I think it does speak to the way that they viewed me as a player. Is I started off as the midweek starter, and like threw pretty well, like threw well, and I was the midweek starter all of non-conference play. Got to throw against Ole Miss, got to throw against schools like Lipscomb and Little Rock, and I threw well. Like, I didn't get hit a ton early, but when I did get hit, the ball went over the yellow line and went out of the ballpark. And I had never really experienced that before, and my adjustment to that was like, okay, I'm just not going to throw the ball over the center of the plate ever. Yeah. And so then I would, like, try pick at corners, and then you pick at corners, and all of a sudden you throw a really good pitch, that's a ball off the plate, and it's a ball. And then you throw a really good breaking ball, but a guy doesn't swing at it, and now we're 2-0.
You're getting too picky?
Yeah. And so I started to struggle then, and then I was just like, all right, man, like, I'm just gonna be tougher than anybody, no matter what happens. Like, we went to Ole Miss, and I remember jogging in from the bullpen, and I was like, I threw my first pitch, HBP. Oh, awesome. Like, great. Yeah. It's going to be a great day. Like, we're facing SEC hitters, and I can't throw the ball in the box. Like, but then I was like, okay, like, I got to toughen up and lock in and just compete here today. Yeah. And I think that I had times where that was the guy that showed up that day. Yeah. And it was good. Then I got promoted almost and became a weekend starter in our first 2 conference series against Tulane and Wichita State. Yeah. I started on Sunday, and I threw well in both of those. Gave us a shot to win, quality starts. Like Tulane, I went 5 innings and gave up 2 runs. Like, on the road in the American Conference, like, it's pretty good. Yeah. Well, then Easter Sunday moved everything up a day, so we went Thursday, Friday, Saturday instead of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I had just thrown on Sunday. Right. So they weren't going to, like,
throw you again.
Right. Speed me up to go on Thursday. So we spot started a senior who deserved every opportunity. I mean, he deserved it.
Mm-hmm.
And he threw really, really well and earned his job back. And I'm like super happy and super proud of that guy for all the things that he did. But when that happened, I went back to the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
Just because like they weren't going to use me in the midweeks because the midweeks didn't really matter for us. I needed to throw on the weekends. So I go back to the bullpen. And after that was at South Florida. I threw at South Florida out of the bullpen. Not great. It was fine. Throwing out of the bullpen was really weird for me.
Yeah. Have you always been a starter?
My whole life.
Right. Was it mentally weird for you to do that?
100%. Especially because like I'm very routine.
And getting ready, right?
Yeah, I'm routine oriented. Like I want to write in my journal and do all my things. Yeah. And I couldn't do that out of the pen, which
throws you off. Yeah.
It was fine. It just took me some time to get used to it. So then that next week I threw really well out of the bullpen against Florida Atlantic. And then this is like the turning point of my season. We're at Rice. And I came out of the bullpen on Saturday in a 7-1 ball game.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's the 7th inning. Like our starter just gave us a great chance to win the game. Like, that's fine. All I got to do is throw the ball in the strike zone and we're going to be good.
Yeah.
Rice is a huge ballpark. Like, I'm not going to give up any homers. It's cool. Walk, strikeout, walk. Fly ball to left field, hits off our left fielder's glove over the fence, grand slam. My day's done. And I got back to the dugout and I'm like, I got my jersey in my mouth. I'm just chewing on it. I'm like, what just happened?
Right. Yeah.
Like I've been a strike thrower my whole life. So that was the biggest thing to me of like, I just like all I had to do was throw the ball down the middle, like right down the middle and I would have been fine. And I couldn't do it. Like what just happened? And then from there, I think that I went back to like, okay, I'm just going to throw a bunch of strikes from here on out but was still trying to be picky with it. And from then I just like, I lost that edge and
interesting.
Like my way of getting it back wasn't just like sticking to the tough competitor that I am. Like, I think if you ask a lot of people, like, yeah, he's going to compete and he's going to play hard all the time. And I take a lot of pride in that. And that was not the guy that showed up to the ballpark every day after that. And I feel like I was like searching for answers of, how do I get back to the guy that threw at Ole Miss or to the guy that threw at Tulane rather than
what is the answer?
Just being that. I mean, the answer is just being a competitor, going out there and understanding that like I'm tougher than anybody that's in the box in front of me. My stuff is good enough. I'm going to trust it. I'm going to go at guys and it's not fake. I think that, as the year went on, I remember I pitched at Middle Tennessee State at the very end of the year and I go back and watch some of these videos and I look like you watch it and I look like I'm like moving in slow motion and like not pouting, but like not.
You don't love your body language.
No,
you
not
can just tell you're not
100%
where you should be. Yeah.
And I knew that the way the coaches perceived me as I started to struggle was changing, right? Like obviously you have all this success and now
you
it's
can
like
feel that energy.
100%.
Yeah.
Like I remember I got to the point where I would walk a guy and I would look into the dugout, see if they were coming over there to take me out of the ball game. And we're at Middle Tennessee State and I look over after I walk a guy and I thought for sure that they were going to come get me.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. Like I said no out loud. And I mean, looking back, I got to remember who I am. I'm a sophomore at a Division I baseball program. Right. This guy's been there. Like I showed him up and I shouldn't have. And like I take a lot of ownership in that. But he comes out there and he talks to me and he's like, did you just say no to me? And I was like, I just had to like bite my tongue and just kind of stand there and say, yes, sir, nod my head. He's like, all right, well, like, go get this guy out. Like, go do your job right now.
Let's go.
And like kind of rips into me. And this was not the first time he had done that. There'd be a few times where he'd come out there and be like, you look like you're throwing a bullpen right now. And I'm like, all right. And I got flip a switch and turn it on.
Yeah.
Well, he comes out there and he says this. First pitch, gave up a hit, fine. Next pitch, we got guys on first and second and nobody out. Everybody in the history of America baseball at this ballpark knows that they're about to bunt.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm pretty athletic. I'm confident in myself. I'm going to get this out at third base. It's a big out. Like we need it.
Yeah.
And the guy bunts the ball right back to me. I go out and I field it and I check down to third base and the third baseman is standing about 5 feet from me. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like you're supposed to, like, we're in bunt cover 2. Like I'm supposed to get everything. You got to stay.
Yeah.
And my first reaction is like I mentally, I check down and so then I don't really set my feet. I throw the ball at first base and I short hop the guy. We don't catch it and he's safe all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
And my head coach came out to me and I thought Coach Steinwart had been hard on me. Oh my goodness! I mean, this dude just swore me up and
Is this
down.
Riser or
Yeah,
Cameron?
Coach Reiser.
Yeah.
And
Gave you the business?
and he's an intense, fiery
Yeah.
guy, and he's looking me dead in my face from about this far away, just letting me know, like, I don't know who you think you are,
Right.
like this, and like, yeah, it was tough, and I felt like he showed me up a little bit, but I needed it.
Yeah, you deserved it.
100%.
Right.
And
Sometimes you need wake up calls.
right, 100%. And that was my wake up call right then and there of like, all right, man, like I gotta turn it around and figure this out for myself. And if I really want to keep playing this game at this place.
Absolutely.
And obviously it was unfortunate. Like I had that outing and then one more after that in the conference tournament, which I didn't throw bad in, but it was a win or go home game. I got to start and I threw an inning and gave up a home run in the first inning, and then it wasn't super sharp. And I mean, we had guys in the bullpen that were seniors that we knew could ride or die with. And we went to those guys, which rightfully so.
Sure.
But it was unfortunate I didn't have a couple more outings to show them that change.
Sure.
But like reflecting, I'm able to see some of these types of things. And now going back to Memphis, I think that I'm ready to.
Dude, this reflection is awesome.
Be that all the time. 20.
That's crazy.
20, yeah. I got to think about it for a second.
No, that's awesome, man, that you're that young and able to take ownership and accountability of those are really hard things for young athletes to do sometimes. So kudos to you for that.
Absolutely. I appreciate that.
Talk to me about Kyle Cameron, pitching coach.
Well, Stretch and I have a great relationship.
Yeah.
Like him and I get along great. Stretch pitched at Alabama, threw in the Cape Cod League, did all the things.
He's been there,
yeah. And he's a younger guy, so him and I can relate to a lot of things. And I just love picking his brain and talking to him about college baseball.
Yeah.
Like, how was it when you went to Texas A&M or did this and that? And so we talked a lot. And then, with the recruiting aspect of things, I love baseball, so I'm all over the recruiting world of just from jobs that I've had at PBR or Scout Connect or doing whatever and paying attention to JUCO baseball here and there. And so he would come to me and ask me questions about guys, or I would host recruits and then give him the feedback after how things were. And so him and I, we grew to be really close to each other. And I think Kyle really, really knows what he's talking about when it comes to pitching. First year being a full-time pitching coach, right? Like when I got recruited to Memphis, Coach Barton was the pitching coach, and it was still planned for him to be the pitching coach. And then our hitting coach, recruiting coordinator left, and Kyle was going to go with him if he didn't become the pitching coach. So we moved some pieces around, and all of a sudden Kyle's the pitching coach, managing a staff, recruiting, developing, scouting, all at the same time.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. And but I think that he is going to be great at what he does, even from year to year. I think, I'll count on it. You watch, the Tigers are going to make a jump. I believe in that, and
love it.
It's going to be great. Stretch and I are cool. I'm ready to get back down there and get to work with him. So
tell me about Coach Reiser. You just said that he was a fiery guy.
Man, I'm telling you. So Coach Reiser, I mean, he's a competitor and he wants to win, and he's pretty put together in some of those things, like his tenure in his career at Southeastern Louisiana, and played in the College World Series. He lets us know about it all the time. And but he wants to win, and he wants the best for us and for himself and for his staff, and he's not afraid to challenge us to do that. There are some few conversations and things that happen in our locker room that have to stay in our locker room.
Of course.
But he challenged us and he took care of us, and we did our best to take care of him the best that we could. And I'm super grateful for the way that he leads our ball club every day. I'm excited to go back and hopefully keep these things going in the right direction and be a leader and a voice in the clubhouse for him, right? Him and I have a pretty good relationship now, and it's crazy to think about, but I'm going to be one of the veterans returning just because we lost so many guys. So being able to have that relationship with him and go to war for that guy, and knowing he's got my back all the time. Yeah. Skip's got it going on.
That's what's up, man. Tell me about the culture down there with the Memphis Tigers. What's going on down there? What are you guys all about?
Man, so I was going over this before today, and I'm thinking about this question, and there are a lot of different ways that you could take it, but the biggest one for me is just it's ball. That's especially in the baseball aspect of it. I think it's tough to get you think of Memphis, and it has this rep and persona of whatever you want to take it as, and you're trying to get these guys to come to Memphis and turn it around and build a program out of it. The guys that you have to get are guys that are just ballers, man. Like guys that want to come out and play this game hard. Like, granted, we have a lot of nice things and we're very well taken care of compared to the South Floridas and the East Carolinas and other places in our conference.
Yeah.
We're a little bit less taken care of.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can you find guys to come in here and work hard every single day and embody what Skip is telling us and preaching to us?
Yeah.
Like, how can we do that? And it's different. Like, I mean, it's I don't necessarily want to say gritty because I think that there's a difference between like junior college gritty and like as you grow.
And mid-major D1 gritty.
Right,
different.
100%.
Yeah.
Like we're flying on airplanes, man. That ain't gritty. Like that's not gritty. Like, but also at the same time, like we preach about working hard and doing these types of things, and we're good at preaching it.
Yeah.
And talking about it and knowing that's what we have to do. But what's going to turn this program around and what already has to this extent is actually going out and doing it.
Maybe gritty compared to like what like an Ole Miss has.
Yes,
you know, like
100%.
Those is like
absolutely
so up here.
Absolutely,
dude. I remember I went to Murray State and we were very poor money wise, and it was hilarious. We would go to like a Mississippi State or Ole Miss and like looking at these facilities and whatnot. And we'd always come home with like bags of balls and
right, 100%. Like you take like. And it's the same. Like even on the flip side for us, like we would go places like, I'm trying to think of a place off the top of my head, like Arkansas Little Rock. Like they played in a super regional this year, played in a regional last year. Like you go to their place and their field is. I played at high school fields that are just as nice, if not nicer.
Right.
Like, but like those guys are gritty.
Maybe
like,
that's a gritty. Yeah, that's
like
gritty.
Guys at Murray State, like you guys, they don't have lights there. We went and played there. No lights.
Right.
That is gritty.
That's gritty. Murray State's gritty.
Yes.
Murray State
100%.
is a gritty Division I program.
And don't get me wrong, like we work hard. Like it's there are some blue collar tendencies, but
for sure,
it ain't as gritty as gritty gets. So
what do you got goal wise for this upcoming season? Anything off the top?
And I just think like getting better. Obviously, like there are things to improve on physically. Like I need to gain some weight and see some jumps in that.
Yeah.
Some pitch design stuff that needs to get better. That we're working on. And then just like little cues and things. I'm a little bit unorthodox of where I stand at on the rubber. And so we're going to move some things and try to see how things change and
you're open to
work.
Some changes and things.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that?
I feel like you have to be after having an ERA at 9. Like it would be a little silly.
Coach, I'm good.
Yeah, it'd be a little silly of me to say, hey, like I'm good with what I'm rocking with. Yeah. But and then also just continuing to build on some of the success that we had this year. Like obviously, like you look at our record and whatever it was, 22-30 or something like that. But we were like 5-15 in non-conference play. Like it was bad. Like we were like, fellas, like we're gonna have to change something and turn something around. And we did, and we played better ball down the stretch and won 2 games in the conference tournament, set a program record in conference wins, like took some steps in the right direction. So now just doing my due diligence to continue to push us in that direction. And like I said, be a leader for Coach Reiser and do all those things that's the goal for me. So
I love it. Is pro ball another goal for you? Is that something you want to do? Or?
It's definitely a goal.
Yeah.
It's not the goal, I wouldn't say.
Right.
I've done a lot of thinking about it and a lot of talking, and obviously I want to play this game for as long as I can. Like I've been very blessed to do it, and I want to keep doing it and use it as a platform. But also there are some other things in life that I'm also really ready to experience of, again, like being a husband, being a father, like just like being able to take vacations or doing whatever, like doing like normal guy stuff that you don't necessarily get to do as a baseball
100%.
player.
Like there's sacrifices you have to make to
100%.
get as far as you can in this game.
100%. And obviously like the game has done a lot for me, but also at some point the game gets taken away from you, and I want to make sure that I'm in a place to still get all the other things that I want in life and build a family and
I love that.
And do all those types of things. I want to coach. Like that's what my degree's in. That's where my heart is at and what I want to do. And like I want to just put myself in the best position to do that. And I obviously like you have to see what life throws at you and what comes, but when it comes to being 32 in the middle of nowhere, Montana, playing AA baseball,
maybe not your path.
Right. I don't know. So we just have to see. Like there are a lot of things that come into that. I mean,
for sure.
I mean, in God's will, maybe I come out and tear my shoulder in half, or maybe all of a sudden I jump up in a 95, 96 and it's
you never know.
Like okay, 100%, this is in the cards. Like,
Yeah.
who knows? Just gotta continue to see and
We're at
work on it.
we're at a fascinating point. I love this question. I started doing this with Cam actually. Now I've been doing it with all pitchers. Grab that ball right there. Show me them grips, my man. I want to know. Tell me what your repertoire is right now and how it's kind of progressed over the years. But so let's start with your grips.
All right.
What are you throwing?
First on, I'm the 4-seam heater.
Yeah.
I've tried to sink it and play with it a little bit, and I don't have the command for it. I don't have enough feel for it.
Do you have any action on it? Is it riding or
I ride it most of the time.
Okay.
Sometimes it'll run a little bit, but most of the time it's pretty good. I'm just like straight up over the horseshoes, fingers like close together, but not all the way together.
Yeah. You got your thumb under like that.
Yeah, I tuck my thumb.
Okay. Like a shelf.
Yeah, like on the seam pretty much too. I used to have the pad on it, and it creates a lot of friction, so I tried to take it off. Coach Trumper actually taught me that, so I take it off and just kind of let it ride. I like the horseshoe on the inside of my index finger. Like a lot of guys will throw it this way. I just feel like having it here kind of helps me stay behind the ball a little bit more.
Interesting.
So I roll with that.
Okay.
And so then after the fastball, I would say my second best pitch is the changeup. Like when I can command it.
Yeah.
I started, so when I got to school, or let's backtrack all the way. When I was in high school, I threw a 2-seam changeup, and I just grabbed it on the horseshoe and I just ripped it.
Yeah.
But like we're saying, I don't throw a 2-seam fastball. So me and Ben talked about this actually, and I'm like, hey man, how important is it that this is going to spin this way?
Yeah.
Like, are you going to see that? And he goes, yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm a guy that looks at spin, and I'm going to see this horseshoe spinning at me. I'm going to know, okay, it's something different. And granted, for me as a hitter, my eyes were never good enough to see spin like that. So I didn't think about it. So I got not paranoid about it, but I was like, okay, I'm going to change it then.
Yeah.
So I started throwing a 4-seam changeup, literally just the same as my fastball.
Oh, you got some paws on you, man.
Yeah, just a circle over that same horseshoe grip place. And I got to school, and it was just okay. Like, it was fine. But where I stand at so I'm as far towards third base as you can get.
Okay.
Right. So like my heel is barely touching the rubber.
Really?
So like behind a right-handed hitter.
Yeah.
Well, for me to get this changeup the way I was holding it to turn over, I had to, you got to like really get out in front and pull over the top of it.
Yeah.
And at times it was fine, but other times I had to get so far out in front that I would yank. And then all of a sudden I would just throw it into the ground. Yeah. So me and Coach Cameron talked, and he was like, something that is different about this is like you said, my hands, it covers pretty much the entire baseball when I throw this. So
my guy's got some paws on him over here, man.
Yeah. So I don't give there's not a lot of room for the seams to do a ton of work.
Yeah.
And I haven't played with like seam shift and all that stuff a ton, but obviously it works. That's why big leaguers are doing it.
Right.
But so we changed it. So I'm like over the top now. You kind of have these seams a little bit more open, circle underneath, and just kind of turn it over.
What kind of action are you getting?
With this changeup, it really just runs.
Okay.
I can I'm not sure how familiar you are with TrackMan metrics, but I can throw it at like 20 and 8-ish. Yeah. So 20 would be running this way, and 8 would be down just a touch, not a ton. And like if I get it closer to 0, that would be like, that's like big league metrics type deal.
Yeah.
I want it to have more depth to it. That's something that we're kind of playing with now.
Okay.
Just because like to throw it right on right, if it doesn't have a ton of depth, you're really just throwing a slower 2-seamer type deal. So trying to work on that and play with that.
Okay.
But after the changeup, I would say probably the slider. I threw this slider just like basically fingers together, tucked over on this horseshoe like a C, and I tuck my thumb underneath it. And the cue for me is I just want to take this middle fingernail and make an X as the ball comes out of my hand and let it go.
More vertical or horizontal break for you?
This one is almost like a slutter type deal.
Okay.
It doesn't move a ton, but it moves enough to like miss barrels for the most part.
Yeah.
If I could throw it at like 84, 85, it would be really good, but I throw it at like 80, 82.
Okay.
So hoping that maybe it can just tick up a little bit.
Yeah.
And I throw that a lot to right-handed hitters, again, just to kind of miss barrels and whatnot. And then when I got to school, Coach Cameron is pretty big on spike breaking balls,
Really?
which I had never thrown a spike breaking ball before. It was always super, super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
To me, I just didn't feel like the ball fit in my hand very well. But we played with it, and so now I'm throwing this big breaking ball as well with the slider.
Really?
And I basically just go like across the sweet spot of the ball,
Yeah.
and over the top, and I basically just like kind of pick my pointer finger up off the ball. Like, it's
Really?
not like a big like
You
you
don't
see.
actually do the knuckle part of it?
Like sometimes like I can just rest the pad on there,
Okay.
and it's okay. But then another cue is I want to take away this space underneath the ball here. So like,
Oh, this is some high level talk, guys.
so
Keep listening. Yeah.
I'm putting the thumb or the pad of my thumb on the ball, taking away this space. And this one is I just want to make sure that it, like, I'm coming straight over the top and trying to get some depth with it. And
What is your arm angle?
My arm angle used to be from like right here. Like, it was not very high.
Yeah.
And we did our P3 assessments in the fall, and they were like, the ball is really far away from your body, and you're just putting yourself at risk for some more injuries and types of things to happen. So we changed it and tried to bring it up a little bit higher. So now I'm pretty like clean and over the top, I would say. I try to get the ball above my shoulder pretty quickly. Where I was is like throwing from out here is I would draw back and I would come around and the ball would come like right up, and then it would like it just wasn't above my shoulder for very long. And I mean, obviously as a bit like it's a pretty unorthodox motion for your shoulder, and that's the only place I ever felt pain.
Really?
So they were like, okay, let's change it up a little bit.
Did that alleviate it?
It did. It didn't necessarily, like, it doesn't make it go away. I was like, you still have arm pain at times, but like it definitely made it better, and it also made my fastball shapes more consistent. Like, the further my body is, like, there are times where I would yank and it would cut, or I would run away from the ball and it would take off on me. But now, like, I can really stay behind it and ride it pretty true the way that I want to. So, like I said, we're going to work on some pitch design stuff. The breaking balls both have to get better. And the changeup just needs to be a little bit more consistent with what I'm trying to do with it. I think, like, throwing two breaking balls like that, it can get tough because it almost like blends into, instead of having one really, really good breaking ball, it blends into like two average, okay-ish that are kind of the same breaking ball. And that's kind of what happened to me. And I want to make sure that I got one. Like, I need to make guys swing and miss a little bit more. Like, I think I only punched out like 17 and 40-something innings, which I don't care. Like, it's not a huge deal to me of needing to punch guys out, but there are times where you need to strike a guy out with a guy. 100%. And I think once that happens, like, I can kind of mix and match and use more, and things would be good. So,
awesome, man. I love that.
It'd be great.
But talk to me about your time training at MPL.
So I started with MPL.
So for you guys that don't know, Maximize Pitching Labs. Are you doing the one like down south with like Brett?
I started there, and I go down there.
You guys, I don't know.
I go down there. Like I said, I'm coaching the GBA team, and that's where we practice at. So I go down there quite a bit. I need to do a better job in making sure that I'm going in there and being with those coaches as much as I can. You know, life gets busy with like doing my own training and stuff here, and then coaching those types of things. But I started with MPL going into my freshman year of college, and it was awesome. Like, I loved it. I loved being in that training environment, like that Cam talked about, and doing all those types of deals. And it was great. Like, obviously that stuff, having guys that are
what are
better
they getting
than
right
you.
down there?
I think that they're really good on making sure your body is put in a position to be successful, right? Like, I think of it as a hitting, like, as a hitter, right? Like, there are a bunch of different swings and philosophies and cues that you can do, but most of the time hitters are getting into a similar position that are just allowing them to be successful. Like, what is the best position that you can get into, see the ball, take good swings, be on time. Yes. And they do that with pitching a lot. And teaching guys just how to understand the way your body moves and things like that. Like, I'm to the point now where if I feel something wrong in my mechanics, I can feel it.
How to correct it?
Yes.
Oh yeah. It's beautiful.
Which was great. And Brett is awesome. Like, he's a treat of a human being, and I love him, and we get along great. But that's another, like, just having those guys in your corner that are going to support you and do all those things for you is huge.
What do you mean by a treat?
Like, he just, like, you walk in there and he's got his Ole Miss shirt on 9 out of 10 times, and you gotta you gotta try to stay on his level.
I think he still has the all-time record down there for saves.
Yeah,
or something
I think
like
he
that.
does too. And see, and like there's another wrong. Brett's an alpha. He's an
Yeah.
alpha type of guy, and
Yeah.
if you bow down to his alpha, he's gonna let you know about it. And so it took me a while, but you got to bark back at him a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Then you get respect.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is it's great. It's almost like I said, loyalty is big to me. I think it speaks values, and those guys have been great to me, and I do my best to be good to them. And like I said, they know what they're doing, right? Like you got big leaguers walking in and out of there every day.
Amen.
I mean,
yeah,
they're doing something right.
Sure.
Like I do think that there are, and just the way the game of baseball is, like there's growth in everything. Like they're still adapting. We're still adapting as players to the way things change. Like him and I had a long conversation the other day about like this pitch design stuff that I'm working on. Well, what are we going to do to do that type of stuff? Like I can't just play catch every day or whatever. So just being able to sit down and like pick their brains and do those types of things, like those guys, they got it going on down there.
I love it, dude. Doing anything unique in terms of arm care or strength and conditioning stuff? Anything in that realm?
I don't think unique per se. I mean, obviously, like I'm getting in there. I'm getting in the weight room
or anything that you believe in
5 times. I think that you should be in there as much as you can.
Okay.
Granted, some days are lighter than others.
Sure.
We're pretty big on like speed movements and like isometric pulls and stuff. So like one of my lifting days is like I don't pick up very much weight at all, but I'm applying force as much as I can. Right. Yeah. So there's stuff like that. We really love the front rack reverse lunge. I do that every week. I'm a big fan of that. And then a lot of just like stability stuff. I do a lot of mobility stuff as well. But to me, like strengthening and stability, being able to put this guy through as much stress over a season as I possibly can while staying healthy and doing all those types of things, that's what it takes.
What about, what are your thoughts on developing arm strength? Pull downs, long toss, anything there?
I think it depends on the guy. I think that obviously you have different types of players and pitchers that different things work for them, right? Like for me, I'm not a guy that, like, I think of a guy like Trevor Bauer who he plays catch every single day.
Right.
If I did that, I feel like my arm would fall off.
Right.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
My roommate Eli, he wants to play catch as much as he can. So there are just different things for that type of stuff. Obviously, I'm a long toss believer in the off season. I think it works in the off season. In season, I don't really throw a ball over 120 feet usually ever. And when I do, I'm throwing the changeup.
Really?
I don't really throw the fastball for distance like that.
Yeah.
I've only dabbled into the pull downs once. Okay. And again, I think it depends on the guy and how your body moves. Right. Like a guy like Cam that is a little more rotational almost, just of how lanky he is. Mm-hmm. I think if you asked Cameron to pull a ball down as hard as he can, like with a crow hop and a shuffle, it would probably be about the same as it is on the mound.
Really?
And I don't know that for sure. Right. He might, just knowing how freak he is, he might pull out 100 on me.
The dude is a
but
freak.
like for me is I did the weighted ball pull downs, and I did my first pull down, or we did with like turn and burns, which is basically like you just have your back turned, you turn and you throw the ball as hard as you can.
Yeah.
I threw my first one, it was like 92. Cool. Like this is December, like I wasn't ramped up. Cool.
Yeah.
Next week we go into like full pull downs, and I throw my first pull down at 87, and I'm like, well, Huber, what's going on, man? Because I can get on the mound right now and throw a ball harder than this.
Math,
right?
Yeah.
And so we talked and we worked on things, and I got my body moving better, and I was able to roll out with it and throw a little bit harder. But like I said, it would work. It's different for everybody. Like some guys are really big into weighted balls, some guys aren't. Like
for sure.
Some guys,
what works for you,
right? 100%. Some guys need an hour and a half to warm up and play catch every day. Some guys don't. Like one of our best relievers this year at Memphis was a left-handed pitcher. His name's Logan Rushing. If you watch him play catch, like I would let him throw a ball in my car the way that he plays catch.
Really?
He just barely throws the ball every day. And then all of a sudden we come out in the game and this dude throws the ball wherever he wants to at 88, 89.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. Like if I did that.
That's what works for him.
Right. If I did that, I would be all over the place. It wouldn't work for me. It wouldn't work for me.
I love that. Okay. What about diet? Anything there you're doing special or unique, or how do you eat?
Well, I hope that maybe a kid will see this and they'll say, like, man, to be honest, my diet is not good. It definitely needs to be better. Um,
I
it gets,
appreciate your honesty.
yeah, it gets tough, and it gets tough like in season. Obviously, like I've been at the field for 8 hours, man. Do I really want to sit down and cook this chicken and rice, or do I want to just go get Chick-fil-A?
Hey man, the Chick-fil-A is good.
It is,
It's good.
but also that comes down to the discipline of I gotta be better, and
Okay.
being home now has definitely helped that. Like I got a Blackstone at home I cook on a lot.
Fire. Yep.
I like chicken, rice, so it's definitely getting better, trending in the right direction.
Okay.
So
That's cool. What you said something earlier about as a starter, you like to do your journaling thing. So what do you do to get your mind right before a game?
yeah, I mean the journal's a big thing for me.
Okay.
So I basically like the night before, if I know I got to start, like I'm gonna go over like my synergy video and watch swings as much as I can and just
Mhm.
pick up on certain things, different filters. Like there are certain things that I like to know. Like I want to know if a guy's gonna swing 0-0 or if this guy's gonna be really patient.
Yeah.
Just because then I know how I can attack him a little bit better.
Yeah.
And then it's like just if guys are more passive to certain pitches and certain counts or whatever the case may be. And to be honest with you, I think that I probably got a little bit too into it towards the end of the year. Is
Okay.
again, I'm struggling, so I'm trying to find the extra thing that's going to set me apart
Right.
rather than just remembering my strengths compared to their weaknesses. I
Yeah.
think that that's a huge thing of like I can't give away my strengths to their weaknesses, per se. But I do that, and then I write down like basically just like my keys to the game of like what I'm going to do of like, okay, I'm going to establish the fastball early in the count. I'm going to spin the breaking ball. I'm going to keep it down. I'm going to
intentions.
challenge guys,
Yeah.
like all those types of things. And, I mean, basically that's it. And I write down and I write some things in there that my mom probably doesn't want to read of like, of just the mentality that I'm going to
Sure.
take and,
Yeah.
and go at guys with and
Sure.
use to my advantage. Like
Yep.
that, I think, I mean, I had the Yogi Berra quote where however much of the game is mental.
Right.
Like that's
Yep.
just the way it is.
For sure. All right, man. We're getting to some Cam stuff. So
All right.
you got to be teammates with Cam a couple times. You said when we were talking earlier, you said you got a couple stories about him. Tell me about being or how cool has it been watching his career progress? I mean, kid lit the nation on fire this year, just doing his thing.
100%.
Yeah.
First of all, super proud of him.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, if you would ask me this 5 years ago, and even if you would asked him 5 years ago, if
He
this
wasn't
were to
this
be
dominant force
he
that
would
he
have
is now,
said
right?
he would have said you're crazy.
Right.
And I would have said the same thing.
Yeah.
Like I remember, so I was working an event with PBR in the South, and he had just thrown at the Battle of the Arch, and this is kind of like where he blew up, and like schools are calling South Carolina, Duke, this and that, and he told me, he was like, yeah, Duke called me when I was on the golf course, and I said, yeah, right. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm not listening to this. And obviously, like, look at what it's turned into. But like, man, just to see him grow as a player and as a human being, like
Sure.
we don't get to see each other a ton now just because we're both off doing all the own things.
Yeah.
But like, it's different. It's different.
It
And
must have been
super
wild for
proud
him
of
going from being like kind of like a nobody or no name or just like a good baseball player to like the whole country knows about you. Like you could possibly be getting millions of dollars. Like Tony Vitello's calling you, like stuff
Absolutely.
like that.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like, talk about getting thrown in the fire.
Yeah.
Like, so
Absolutely.
we played with Flood City together, and like I think that he would be the first to tell you, like when he played with the Mafia, like his dad and Jared Marshall were the coaches to that
Yeah.
team, and they were not afraid to sit him based on any attitude problems or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting down and having conversations with our coaches, like before they came over, and they were just like telling me about these guys and telling me how he was, and I was like, all right, well, like it could be really good. Like he's 6'3", left-handed, and
Right.
82, 84. Like it could be really good. Like let's go to work. Like let's get after it. And
Yeah.
that season before he came and played with us, I remember I caught a bullpen for him at South Park, and it was not good. I was like, man, you're all over the place, Cam. Like we're throwing the ball over here, throwing the ball over there. But I was like we're gonna figure, like it's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
And obviously not that it was like terrible by any
Right.
means, but like he hadn't like grown into that yet.
Yeah.
And so being able to like kind of be a part of that process and throw my 2 cents in when I could
Sure.
was awesome. And so we got to work, and that summer, first of all, he raked. Like he didn't get out.
Oh, he mashes.
ever.
Yeah, I do
Like,
mashes.
So being able to like, I don't think that he really cared about pitching a ton. And I remember we're playing at Illinois Wesleyan, and I hope that he remembers this.
I love that yard too.
It's a cool place to play.
Yeah.
But I hope he remembers this story for the rest of his life. We're playing against the Midwest Gamblers, and when I tell you this is a rec baseball team, it's a rec baseball team. Like our guys coaching third base in cargo shorts and smoking heaters during the game, and Cam didn't have his best stuff that day. Like, it wasn't great. Like the umpire was squeezing him bad. Like it wasn't a great day for baseball. I mean, you just have those types of days. And I remember I went out there and I didn't like rip into him or anything, because like he's a grown man, I'm a grown man. Like what am I really going to say to him that is going to sit with him? But I was just like, look, man, me and you, we're going to work right now. We're going to figure this out. Like we're going. Like I'm right here with you. Like keep making pitches. Like it's going to be good. And then from that kind of moment on, like him and I's relationship kind of just grew. Like it was it was a battery first. Like I didn't necessarily think of it as a coach or whatever the case may be, but like that was my guy. Like him and I, we were going to ride together and do it all together. And then it turned into, because this was probably like our second week together, so I didn't really know him a ton. But then like as the season went on, we got out, and I remember we're in Iowa, cool, perfect game complex up there we're playing, and we went out and we're like all of our teams going out, and we're going to each hotel and picking all guys up because we're all staying at different places. And I pulled up, we picked him up last, and I pulled up and I was like, hey man, you got to pay $5 to get in the car. $5 and we're going to go have free fun. And we just took it and ran with it. Like $5 free fun. Like obviously it contradicts itself because you got to pay to, like, what are you talking about? But man, we took it and we had a ton of fun together, and it's been awesome to see him turn into the competitor and person that he is. It's been cool.
Yeah, I love it, man. And I've been putting out some Cam clips. He gave us some, he did a short interview with me the other day, so I've been putting those out to kind of get the buzz going for us here. It's cool to have him be a part of this, so shout out to Cam. Been awesome having him on the podcast. Let's get into some more, some of your baseball background stuff here. So tell me about, you have a favorite team growing up?
Yeah, I was a Cardinals fan.
Cardinals guy?
Obviously being close to them. My mom was a Cardinals fan. She loved Scott Rowland.
Really?
So that was when I like kind of started getting into it, and just loved the birds on the bat.
Do you have a favorite? You have a couple favorite all-time players?
Well, Matt Holliday was my favorite player at the time. And he hit home runs. His biceps were massive. Like good dude. Like they did the homers for health thing and all of that kind of stuff. So I loved that. And then obviously, like I have my little guys that I like Alan Craig. I love for some reason. And then I wore 45 for like all of my travel ball career because of Bob Gibson.
Really?
And just rocked with that.
Bob Gibson.
Yeah.
So you know a little bit of baseball history.
Man. And I tried to like,
absolute menace on the mound.
And I tried to act like him too for a while. Like I would tell my mom, I read his book, and it was like Bob Gibson didn't talk to people on start days. So my mom would I was pitching one day and she came to talk to me, and I just wouldn't talk to her. And after the game, she was like, "Why are you not talking to me?" And I was like, "Mom."
How old were you?
Oh, I was probably like 9. Like 9. Yeah, I was young. But it was awesome.
That's a great.
So,
do you have, in your opinion, who's the greatest hitter and pitcher of all time?
I think it's tough to say that Barry Bonds is not the greatest hitter of all time, and I really do. And just, I mean, I think like I remember as a hitter, like there'd be times you're joking around in the dugout and say like, "Hey, I'm going to go yard right here," and then you go up there and you hit a ground ball shortstop or something silly. Well, that guy, when he said he was going yard,
he's doing it.
He went up there and he did it.
Yeah.
And that is like, that's not easy by any means.
There's just like wild stories of him. Like I remember him, there's a story about him talking shit to like John Smoltz and like, "I'm going to get you next game," or something like that. Like who says that to like a future Hall of Famer, elite stuff guy, and then gets him twice?
Right, 100%.
Like nobody does that, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I totally agree with that.
He's really good.
What about pitcher? Who's in your opinion?
I think Nolan Ryan is the greatest pitcher ever. I mean, obviously, shout out to our guy right here.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just look at that picture with...
That's a vibe.
100%. It's like, man, that guy, it will rip your throat out if you let him. Like, so I think that he's up there. I think Bob Gibson, like, I think like all of them guys have greatness in their own right. Like Bob Gibson, cool. Like, go at you, command it, do the whole deal. Nolan Ryan is the fiercest competitor ever. Roger Clemens has the best fastball in history of baseball, like all those types of deals.
I love it. I love it. I know this is a very broad question, but just give me the first thing that jumps out, or the first couple of things. Why do you love baseball?
I mean, I just think the lessons, the way that you can
Yep.
play the game of baseball and learn like, we've talked so much. This is a baseball based podcast per se, and we've talked so much about people and life
Yeah.
and those types of things. Like,
100%.
man, how many football players that they just love playing football because they love to go out and hit people, or basketball players, they just love to score the ball, whatever the case may be. Like, I don't think granted, are there some guys out there? Yeah, but how many baseball players love the game of baseball because they just love to hit home runs?
Right.
Well, what happens when you're 0 for 30 and haven't hit a home run in 2 weeks? You still love it then? So,
oh man,
but
I love that. Okay. Do you have any favorite baseball smells that jump out to you? I know it's a weird question. I've been asking people this.
I got two things.
All right.
One, just being the grill of certain places. Like when we played at Mississippi State, like obviously you don't get to grill out everywhere, but like at Mississippi State, I'm warming up to start in the outfield and
smelling the dogs,
charcoal
and the
going
burgers.
everywhere.
Yeah,
it was awesome. It was awesome. And then also, I love sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
Like obviously that comes into whatever flavor you're gonna smell, but sunflower seeds.
Do you have a favorite flavor there?
Sour cream and onion sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
I just found them this year. The only place I've ever found them was in Memphis, and they were
David's.
I stocked up.
What are
on
they?
I think they're David's. Yeah, I think they're David's.
See if we can get you like a sponsorship or something.
We might have to, because those things were unreal.
I'll
those
put
were
it out
good.
there on a reel.
Those were good.
Okay. And this question, I when I'm asking this generation now, when I mean like kind of your age guys, there's not really any options. But like when I came up, there was a million different baseball video games. Did you play the show, or has that ever been something?
I have it. I don't spend a ton of time playing video games, but I guess cool. Some of my teammates get in there and
they get in it, right?
They will sit there and talk about MLB The Show for hours, and I'm like, you guys can tell me all these things about these big leaguers in the video game. Can you tell me anything about them as an actual baseball player? or let's talk about these college baseball players that we're about to play this weekend. Do you know anything about them? But we know every stat of every Road to the Show character ever. So
okay. Any superstitions?
So on a start day, I got two things that are, like, obviously I think you have superstitions that change because they don't work or whatever, and that you abandon. But I got two things that have stuck with me. I eat brisket the night before I pitch, or the day of that I pitch, if I'm able to. Like if we're at home and I got a 4:00 start game, I'll have it for lunch. If you have a 3:00 start game on the road, obviously the bus is leaving at whatever time.
Right.
So I wouldn't get it, and that's just something you got to live with. That started when I was in high school. My mom, it just happened that we had biscuits and gravy on a Monday night, and then on Tuesday we played against Chatham, and I threw really well. Yeah. So then we ran with that and had that every night for my whole high school career, and then it turned into brisket as I got older. But the biggest thing for me, and people will make fun of me for this on our team all the time, is I don't like wearing a hat.
Really? So like if you're not on the field, it's not on?
Nope. I'm not wearing a hat. And on a start day, I will not put my hat on until I'm getting ready to throw a baseball.
Really?
So like I'll do all my stretching, all my plyo balls, like dynamic stretching, running, all of it.
Yeah.
No hat on. And as soon as I get ready to throw a baseball for the first time, I put it on, and it's like, it's just kind of flip a switch. It's like, okay, it's go time.
Really?
And that's just the way that I use it.
Always been like that? Or
no,
you got a nice head of hair there.
I appreciate that. It's definitely, I've definitely grown more into that now. But it works and I rock with it. So.
Oh man, I love it. You got a favorite baseball movie? So best and worst is the question.
Well, see, this is a trick, and I know the answer to the worst, so I'll rock with it.
You already know the answer to it? Well,
I do.
If no one gives me an answer, I will give them the answer.
Man, I think Moneyball is a good one.
Oh, I love it.
Just because
it so good.
Again, like there's you see I think that like Major League is more like a comedy, and don't get me wrong, it's funny, it's a great movie, but I'll rock with Moneyball, and then I know your worst is Summer Catch.
But that's me. But what about you?
I don't know. I don't really have one, to be honest. I haven't seen enough of them. I don't love what's the one? Is there a baseball movie with Kevin Costner in it?
Multiple. Field of Dreams, For the Love of the Game.
Love of the Game.
Bull Durham.
I think I think that Love of the Game is average. It's an average movie. It's just
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, I'm with that.
So
And
I'll rock with
I
that.
have, and I love Moneyball, but I'll watch it all the time. If it's on, I'm watching it. I have one critique that they left out of the movie that drives me insane. They really like encapsulate the whole thing of like, oh, these were like a bunch of nobodies, but they never once mentioned the pitching staff, which was Barry Zito, Tim Hudson, Mark Mulder. I mean, those are all
Yeah,
Cy
man.
Young
I
type
mean,
guys. Ridiculous.
I'll go back and watch like Tim Hudson highlights now, and it's like,
Dog,
I mean,
absolute
these
fire.
guys are unreal.
And
These
there's
guys
one
are
quote
good.
from Moneyball that I love, where it's like, there's when they're recruiting Billy Bean, they say, everyone eventually gets told that they don't get to play this game anymore. It always gets me in my chest.
Absolutely.
All right,
Absolutely.
Savannah Bananas, what you got?
I think it's great for the culture of the world that we're in. The way that I view the Savannah Bananas is I think it's almost like its own sport type deal. Like, I think if you want guys to really, really get into baseball and want to keep growing baseball, you need to do more things for the actual game of baseball. Like Major League Baseball, college baseball, all these types of things.
Yeah.
I think the Bananas are great. I think it's entertainment. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. Good for kids.
Yeah.
But I think that if you think that, like, if you want your kid to like really, really be a baseball player, and the only thing that you ever show them is Savannah Banana highlights, I don't know how far we're going to get in the baseball community, because
right. Let's say we fast forward 2 years. You're at the end of your collegiate career. The Savannah Bananas come calling. We say, hey, come play for us.
Nope, I can't do it. So like I said, Jake and I are pretty similar, and he had that opportunity, and we were talking about it.
Really?
And I was like, dude, like, maybe you should do it. And he was like, man, I'm a competitor, not an entertainer.
Yeah,
and that's exactly the way that I would take it. Is if this guy is dancing in batter's box when I'm trying to get him out, I'm gonna take it to heart. I'm gonna take it personal, and then I'm gonna really get you out. And I don't know how many tickets that'll sell for the Bananas. So
all right, man. Gloves. You have a favorite glove model, brand, webbing, anything like that?
I loved Rawlings. I used Rawlings for everything growing up.
Rawlings guy?
Yeah, like I had a Pro Preferred infield glove that I used that I still have.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I don't get to use it anymore. But then I also had a Rawlings catcher's mitt that I still use to this day, just to mess around with or do whatever.
Are you guys on a contract in Memphis with some?
Yeah, we're with 44 Pro.
44. Interesting.
So like, we get to customize our own gloves and do whatever with them, which is cool. Like, my glove looks cool.
Yeah.
The leather, it's fine. I got a flat. The web is flat. Has a cross on it.
Okay.
And when I was breaking it in, it was really tough for me to get a pocket in the glove because this flat web.
Yeah.
And I broke it like 3 times. I like popped a lace on the web like 3 times, and then I was just like, whatever.
Are you guys? Can you not then? Could you go out there with the wrongs if you covered it up, or you have to wear your 44?
I could if I really, really wanted to.
Yeah.
But
might ruffle some feathers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, they take care of us, and they give it to us. So I mean, I'll wear it, and it looks cool.
Yeah.
Granted, for a pitcher, it doesn't really matter. Like,
right.
The only time I just catch the ball from.
So your webbing is actually just like a flat piece of leather back there.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you choose that? Just so they can see anything, or?
We had to have a closed. They told us we had to have a closed web, so I couldn't go like I web or H web or anything like that, which I probably would have done anyways. But I really liked the cross on it. It's all black with a blue cross, and there's some blue accents. It looks fire. Yeah. So like, it looks good. It was a little different.
Do you have any special ways or unique ways that you break in a glove, or any ideas, thoughts there?
I really like my gloves stiff, all of them, no matter what. So I play catch with it, and I really don't care if it ever gets broken in.
Super broken in.
So like, the one that I got this fall, like, I cannot touch the thumb to fingers.
I like that too.
So
are there any like training tools that you like to use or anything like that as a pitcher? I'm less familiar with those than I am with like hitting stuff.
I'm really in on water bags.
Oh, really?
Just the way that you move. More for like,
are you guys doing that down at Memphis? Stuff like
we don't have them at Memphis.
Okay.
We're big on using them at MPL, and I really like them in there.
Yeah.
At Memphis, they would let me use them if I had them.
Yeah.
We just don't have them.
Right. Okay.
But I really like that. I'm also a big fan of the Core Velo belt, which is basically a lot of like, it's like banded work with connected to your pelvis, your hips.
So it's forcing you to like rotate hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like, how can I rotate my pelvis without moving like my center of mass and trunk up top, and all those types of things. So
fire.
they're okay. I'm kind of similar to you. I know a lot more about hitting stuff
Right.
and gadgets and gizmos and how those things work than I do pitching. I just kind of always just done the pitching thing.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. I'm with it. Are there any mechanics that you try to emulate or have ever like looked at a guy like I want to throw like that or try to?
When I was a kid, it's about all I did ever is I watch guys on TV and be like, how can I be like this guy? So I did a lot with my swing or my stance or my setup or whatever. So one day I would show up to the ballpark and I would have the Matt Holliday big leg kick. And then the next day I would have the Albert Pujols all the way in the ground. And
Really?
the Paul Goldschmidt tilt your bat way up in the air and do your whole thing. And then guys started to get, not guys, JP and Frank got on me about it. And they were like, how are you ever going to have your own swing trying to make everybody else's all the time? Like, how about you be Seth Impson instead of trying to be Albert Pujols?
Wise words.
And I was like, okay, fine. Like maybe you're right.
But it's fun to emulate those guys, isn't it?
100%.
Right?
And like I can still like I can do Matt Holliday pretty well.
Yeah.
Like if we're playing wiffle ball or whatever. Obviously Griffey is an easy one to do when you play left-handed or whatever. But now I've tried to keep it in my own swing.
Did you grow up playing wiffle ball?
All the time.
Really?
I feel
like that's like a lost thing that kids aren't doing as much these days. That's awesome. You did that.
So when we changed from the Pride to the Lumberjacks, we practiced in Jacksonville all the time. And so we would all meet up at one house. We would hang out there for a couple hours, and then we would all carpool over to Jacksonville. And when we met over at Mama Biddy's house before practice, she would have a snack spread out for us, and we took good care of us. And then we would go out in the backyard and play wiffle ball for hours on end. And that's just all we did. Like I remember, like I said, being a kid, they would want to go ride bikes or go play tag or build forts or whatever, which like I was cool with.
Right.
But if I had my choice,
play some wiffle ball.
Just play wiffle ball, man.
Yeah.
Like it's just
man.
ball.
Yeah. I grew up playing wiffle ball, my guy. Do you have a most memorable punchy from your career?
As a hitter or as a pitcher? Or both?
Let's go as a pitcher.
Okay. I think against Ole Miss this year, I got their guy, Becerra, who hit like 24 home runs or something ridiculous this year. I came in and he was the first out I got against Ole Miss. And
how'd you get him?
It was cool. I went fastball first, and I was juiced up. Like I was like 90, 93 pretty much every outing this year. And when I came out against Ole Miss, I was 94, 95. Like, like blowing guys up.
Yeah.
But I came out, went first pitch fastball in, just took it. I went change up away, took it, fastball up, took it. 95 Bayou, swing and miss.
Let's go.
And it was cool.
Is it cool to get someone like that?
Man, yes. Because and like I said, I didn't punch a ton of people out, so I haven't really like don't have a lot of experience just gearing up and just blowing people away and beating them. But I did that day, and it was cool.
Oh, so it was fun. Do you have any favorite books, either baseball or just in general? And if you're not a book reader, I have cut this out of people's podcasts before because they're like, no, I don't read books, and they don't want me to put it on. So I can cut this out if you want.
I actually I do enough reading. I do a lot of reading. A lot of it is like interactive and journal reading though. Okay. So like I have a journal that's called 365 Day Journal, like Better Inside and Out. And then I read another one called Becoming the Man You're Called to Be. And like that's kind of stuff that like I stay in that every single day. Like that's my routine every day, taking care of myself, preparing again to be the man that I want to be one day. So that's what I do a lot. Obviously, like I read my Bible, I stay in the Word as much as I can. But when it comes to like novels or fiction or fantasy, I don't do a ton of reading and that kind of stuff. Okay. Like motivational stuff, like I'm all into that and doing all that kind of stuff. Okay. Though, so
what about what kind of music do you listen to?
Man, my dad has always played country around me, so I'm all into country. Morgan Wallen is great. I can vibe Morgan Wallen all the time. My mom loves like worship music and doing that kind of stuff, so I can listen to that too. But if you turn on Rod Wave, I'm not sure if you're familiar. If you turn Rod Wave on in front of me, my vibe it goes up.
Dude, I knew you were
It
about to
goes
come with
up.
something saucy. You got too
Yeah.
much over here.
Rod Wave that's my guy. That's my style. So
All right. What about number of choice and why?
it was 45 forever.
Because of Bob Gibson?
Yeah, just because of Bob Gibson. And like when you play travel ball, you get to pick your own number, pick your own jersey size. Well, now that you have your however many jerseys with whatever number of sizes, if you're wearing
your number
four,
just given to you at
yes,
Memphis? Yeah.
Yes. But if you're wearing jersey number 45, you're wearing
Big boy.
You're wearing XL.
You're a big boy.
And I can't rock with the XL yet. So if I had to choose one, I wore one when I was in high school. My dad called me Uno, and he still sticks with that. So I'll probably take number 1.
What are you at Memphis?
I was 31 this year. So
it's kind of a weird number.
yeah, I took what they gave me and I rolled with it. Maybe we'll see if we get a new one. I might have to text Skip and say, hey, hook a brother up.
Any seniors leave that might have like a dope number you could slide into?
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
that's what I did at Murray. They gave me 16 when I
room.
got there, and then someone left, and I was like, "I'll give me 6 next year."
See, so hopefully I get to squeeze one in.
Are you guys on like a cleat contract down there, like spikes and stuff?
Yeah, all Nike.
Nike.
All Nike
is
stuff.
that good with you?
Yep.
Or is that you
I
prefer?
roll with it. I like Nike. I did not like the ones that they bought us. They were super narrow, so I went and bought my own. And
really,
yeah, they made fun of me for
ones?
it. But yeah, they made fun. But I don't care. Like
spikes, molded.
If I could go the rest of my life without wearing a pair of molded spikes ever again, that would be just fine.
Don't like the molded.
I can't stand molded spikes.
That?
I just don't like as a pitcher. Like you're moving fast with a lot of force. Like when that
you're gonna be digging in
when that front foot hits the ground.
No,
if you
don't
slip,
be sliding off. No bueno.
Yeah,
okay,
not good.
I got you. Was there anyone coming up that you really liked locally competing against?
Yeah. Obviously, when we're playing summer ball, like the Springfield Cardinals and Corey's team and Crew and Swaney and Bema and Easley and all those guys, when we faced off against those guys, it was awesome. Just because those guys were good, and I always wanted to play the best guys. And it stuck that way. And then as I got to high school, like anybody that wore Cyclone across their chest, I wanted to compete with those guys and go at them dudes. I did not like them.
I feel that,
including Coach Namovich.
Yeah.
I'm going at him. Him and I have a great relationship. I love him. Shout out to Nick, but I always wanted to beat him, and humbly, I always did. So, but it was good. And same thing, like all them guys, like I guess I just see the schools more than like individual people. It's true. Like whenever we were going over to Bob Erickson Field, I knew Casey was going to have his guys ready to go and ready to come at us.
That's damn true.
And do all that. The only group I never ever want to see again is the Williamsville Bullets. I'm out on them. I went to their place my junior year, and they gave me everything that I never wanted ever. And
I wonder where you were going.
Man, it was bad. It was bad. I gave up like 8 in the first inning, and we'll just forget that ever happened.
Everything that I never wanted. That's perfect. What makes a good catcher that you're throwing to you? Anything that stand out, or any thoughts there?
I just think about the way that I tried to be as a catcher. Is I just want to make sure guys know that we're the battery and I'll ride or die for you. And that's what it is. And also I'm doing anything that I can to make your day better. Okay. I saw a quote from Jonathan Lucroy where it was like, I want to make sure a guy can get through his day with his worst stuff.
Oh man, that's great.
And I love that. And I sit with that. And cause obviously you're gonna have days where you don't got your best stuff, but I want that guy to have my back and go at it. And you stick everything for me. You just stick everything. I don't care but wherever I throw the ball, if you catch it and the ball stays there, great and cool.
Yeah.
That's all I need.
Love that. Do you have a favorite all-time throwing partner?
Ooh.
I added this one in.
Yeah.
That wasn't a part of the original draft I sent you.
I got 2 that I can think of. Nobody at Memphis, because they all throw really, really hard in catch play, and I hate it. So all my Memphis Tigers, I'm out on that.
They're out?
Yep. But at Springfield High, when we would play catch in the gym, Veach and I always played catch together. And I'm not sure. Did you guys play catch with baseballs in the gym there?
A lot of Incrediballs.
See, we only used Incrediballs.
Yeah.
And so we'd be playing catch with these rag balls that are 2 ounces. Right. And then we would go outside and play baseball and be like, man, my arm hurts. Why? Yeah. So me and Veach went out and bought our own T-ball almost. So it was soft. So Steinway would let us use it, but it was heavy.
But it was heavier.
So we rocked with that, and I love that. And then when I was at Lincoln Land, I played catch with Trey Carter all the time. And TC Pitch Designs, he's helped me out a ton.
That's what's up. Oh, dude, that's perfect time. Enrico, what a year that dude had.
Man,
I saw him last summer when I went and watched the Horseshoes, and he was one of the dudes that stuck out to me. I was like, this dude's a player. I didn't know anything about him. I just saw his swing and how he carried himself. And I just was like, I just had that mental note in my head. I'm like, well, this dude's a player,
Yeah.
and exploded this year. I think he's going to Louisville.
Yep.
Was he an All-American? If he wasn't, he was close. He hit about
I'm
20
not sure
pumps.
I'm not sure if they've come out with it yet.
Okay.
He should be.
He deserves
though.
it.
He should be, absolutely.
Good Lord.
Man,
Absolutely.
that guy.
What you got?
First of all, again, so proud of him for the player and person that he's become.
Right.
And he's been through a lot, just growing up and doing whatever, and then battling injuries this year and doing it all. And if you would have told me 4 years ago that guy was playing at Louisville again, I would have said you're crazy.
Yeah.
Like, because again, so Coach Steinwart said, him and I are two completely polar opposites.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a very mental, like, I want to know all the things. He could care less.
Yeah.
He just wants to know who he has to face that day. And like, him and I have conversations, and I'll be like, man, like, you can't hit that. Like this guy's 94, 95 with a breaking ball at 88. Like, you can't hit that. And he goes, I'm all over that. Like, that guy, like, his confidence, his confidence level is like
truly belief in himself.
Yeah, and like it sounds fake the way that he talks about it, but it's not.
It's not.
Like, that guy will go up and go to war and try to get a hit off of anybody.
No,
and
you could tell how he carried himself. He had a lot of sauce.
Yeah, man. And he plays hard and like the whole deal. Like, man, he'll see it, but I would never say this in front of him, but he is probably the best player that I've ever played with.
Really?
Like, he is a gamer, and he just hits, man. He hits, he hits. And
I think he's in the Northwoods right now, or where's he at?
He just got back.
Okay.
He was playing in Northwoods, and he was dominating up there too. So,
wait, why is he back?
Just some injury stuff. He had his hamate bone removed last December-ish, and going through
That's
the whole
hard
deal.
one to recover from.
100%.
Yeah, I've been through that too.
That dude's my best friend. I'll ride or die.
Really?
For
So he's back for the
time.
summer?
Yep.
Because we were talking about getting him on, so now I know he's back. We'll speed that one up.
Absolutely.
Fire. Okay. If you could play catch with anyone in history, who would it be?
Probably Michael Jordan. I'd probably play catch with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is like my favorite athlete
Michael
ever.
Jordan? Really?
I think Michael Jordan is a mega guy.
Yeah.
He's a competitor. Like, I think he's the greatest basketball player ever. The whole deal. Like, that would be.
Well, it's fitting that I wore this heat for you today, my guy.
I'm all in on 2-3, baby.
Let's go. Let's go, man. And you know what? Not for nothing. People like to kind of shit on his baseball career, but it's absolutely a wild testament to his athleticism, that he could have not played baseball since high school, and as like a 32-year-old go and hit 200 in AA. Like, there's first-round draft picks that don't hit 200 in AA, you know?
Exactly.
It's crazy.
And like, just the pure dominance of that guy. If he said he was going to go get 40 that night, guess what? He was going to go get 40.
He's going to get that 40. Oh, man.
Absolutely.
I love it. Okay. What about entrance music? What have you used? What are you using?
So I used All In by NBA Youngboy when I was in high school.
Okay.
It was fine, but I used it because, well, I got the idea from Jake Curtis. He used it at Lincoln Land, and then when I got to Lincoln Land, I also got number 6, and I had to change it. I couldn't copy him there too.
Exactly.
So I changed it up, and I used a Rod Wave song called Long Journey.
Okay.
Really good song. And then this year I used that was as a hitter, and then as a pitcher last year at Lincoln Land I used Lion by Chris Brown. It's a worship song. It was good. It fired me up.
Yeah. And
then this year I used why can I not think of the name? It was a Drake song. Man, I'm blanking on it.
It's okay. If it comes back to you, we'll circle back to it.
But I used a Drake song, and it was a good song.
This is a weird question. I wonder how you read this when I sent this to you, but if every time you walked in a room music played, what would you want to play?
All right, so I was thinking about this, and it was tough.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And with my answer is going to be just for Coach Steinwart, really. Okay. So it doesn't really apply for anyone else. But he used to tell me, and I'm blanking on his name. I know he's been a guest though, so you'll probably remember him.
On my podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said that after they beat somebody, the next day he would show up to practice, and they would play Another One Bites the Dust.
Greg Taylor.
Yes. And he also has compared me to Greg Taylor probably 1,000 times.
Really?
In his life. So hopefully that's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But so then I started doing it.
Really?
When we would beat people, I would show up the next day and I would play it. And so whenever I walk into a room with Coach Steinwart, I want that song to play for the rest of my life.
So, okay. Here's another silly question. Is it true if you don't use it, you lose it?
I think it depends on what it is. Like for me, I think I could go out and play basketball against anybody right now.
Yeah.
Like I think it's still there. If you ask me to run around and play football, I don't know. It may be gone. It may be gone. The footwork, the technique may
You
be
might have
gone.
lost it.
Right. And then the same, like I haven't swung a bat and I don't even know how long. If you asked me to go out and get a hit right now, I would hit a ground ball to shortstop. 100%. I would roll over. Yeah, it would not be good.
Okay, there's some teammate stuff here. That's gonna be fine. You can let's just all encompassing Springfield High School, Lincoln Land, Memphis. Okay, funniest teammate of all time.
Other than Veach, just because his funniness is just stupidity a lot of the time,
like unintentional.
Yes. A guy I played with at Memphis, Seth Gardner, is one of, like he's just an all time one of one
on
human
purpose?
being. Yes,
just one of those dudes.
Like
every team needs one of those guys, right?
So he's from
Keeps it light.
Yep, he's from Savannah, Tennessee. Redneck as it gets.
Yeah.
Red hair, red truck. We all call him Red. Like he's a funny dude, man.
Yeah.
And he's been through a lot, and he's a good dude, man.
Is it any humor that can be talked about, or is it all locker room humor?
Man, like so we have a groundskeeper who has a really interesting high pitched voice.
Okay.
And he loves to impersonate this guy all the time and just joke around and like
that's great.
He I can't even do it, but he can go cross-eyed like at the snap of his fingers, and he'll just come up to you in the dugout looking around, and like you don't even notice until you're halfway through the conversation that only one eye's looking at you and the other one's going that direction.
Oh man.
He's a really good dude, man. I like him a lot.
Okay. You already said Enrico, but outside of Enrico, most talented teammate.
I hate that I say this and he'll probably see it, but I played with a guy at Memphis by the name of Michael Gupton.
Okay.
And he's just a mega dude, man. A few years ago, God, I hate pumping his tires like this, but he deserves it.
Is he the speed guy?
Yeah, ran a 5.9.
That's the dude?
Yes.
Oh my! I wonder what happened to that guy.
Yeah, so he went to NC State out of high school, and then transferred to Gulf Coast State, JUCO in Florida. Then went to Sanford last year. Hit like 330, bunch of home runs. There's an awesome video clip of him in the conference tournament. You should look it up. It'll fire you up.
Okay.
And then transferred to Memphis this year. And I'm telling you, like this guy, whenever you think of like peak physical specimen,
just a stud.
it's this dude.
Right.
Yeah. Unless it comes compared to me, I'll whoop him any day, and he knows that. So
just can absolutely fly.
Man, he can fly. Stupid. He hits the ball 130 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Like he's a guy.
That's what's
he's
up.
a guy.
Okay. Favorite swing of a teammate you've had?
That's tough. I mean, probably Veach.
I mean, he
just because he doesn't swing and miss.
It looks so professional.
Yeah,
too,
he doesn't swing and miss.
Like there when I watched the prospect league, like I wasn't overly impressed with like the talent, but like he looked like a professional player out there to me. Like how he went about his business, his swings, how he moved. I hope that guy gets a shot to play some football at some point.
And he will.
Yeah,
I truly believe that.
I love that. Let's go best infield and outfield arms that you've played with.
Best outfield arm, probably Marcus Smith. Guy played with us at Memphis. I mean, he had a hose.
Right.
He can really chuck it. And then on the infield, Michael Polite.
Okay.
Michael Polite. Cliff Polite played for the White Sox and won a World Series.
Is this Memphis too?
Yeah, his son played with us at Memphis, and he's special.
Rocket.
Yeah, he's special.
Special. Fastest. Well,
Michael got that.
Yeah. Best work ethic.
Max Powers. Going to be a Murray State racer.
Really?
Actually, Lincoln Land guy. Him and I have grown up together our entire lives, and I've told anybody that that dude is the hardest worker I know.
Really?
Man, he is always doing something to take care of his body, take care of his arm, nutrition, weight room, the whole deal. Like he works hard.
Shout out. What about best leader?
I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna give us 3 here from each school that I played at.
I like it.
Ben was the best leader that I played with at Springfield High. I mean,
for sure.
Obviously, he was also the best player. So I think that.
Yeah.
but even you take all the baseball stuff away from it, and it was Ben. Um, at Lincoln Land, it's a little bit unorthodox because he was super quiet, but he did everything right. And now with what he's doing with his life, I think it speaks to his leadership skills. His name is Ethan Hurst. Went to Morton High School and then played with us there. And like I said, super quiet, but like, man, he showed up and he just, first of all, he just hit all the time. He just banged everywhere. And now is serving on a mission trip in Ghana.
Really?
And like doing God's work over there. And like he is leading in a more important way than any of us baseball players still are.
What a fire answer.
Yeah,
awesome,
he's doing
man.
a great job over there. And then at Memphis, Shane Cox was our leader, hometown hero.
Yeah.
Like that guy was the heartbeat of our team. And when he went, we went, and like he wanted to win. He would do anything to win. And
is
I'm
he
glad
coming back?
he graduated. This will be a 5th year, so he's gonna go get a job and support us on as an alumni now. But
okay, what about most live arm pitching wise?
Carson Fair, closer at Memphis this last year. He just committed to Mississippi State out of the transfer portal.
That's electric.
And man, we're talking about guys that are tough to play catch with. This guy asked me to play catch, and it was tough for me to say yes to him because I mean this guy's gonna throw 96 mile an hour cutters at you, and it's like, oh my goodness. Like, and I've like, guys like, Cam is unbelievable. A bunch of guys that I played with in summer ball that are still really, but like this dude.
Yeah. What about overall nastiest stuff? So you can think all encompassing, I guess.
For guys that I've played with, it probably is still Carson Fair. Like the fastball really rides, and he throws a really good breaking ball. But the best arm I've ever faced, two that like really jump out to mind are I faced Ryan Sloan, who's the #1 right-handed pitching prospect for the Mariners.
Yeah.
And he made me look foolish. Like I didn't see the ball against him. And then I faced Parker Detmers when I was a junior, and he was throwing bowling balls at 95 miles.
It's heavy, boys.
Oh my goodness. Like it was unreal.
Okay. And I got a couple silly ones that I've thrown in. What about who's the best dancer?
Freddie Rodriguez. Zero
Quick
question.
Answer. Let's go.
Freddie Rodriguez.
Freddie Rod.
Now that guy is a guy who, if anybody that I've ever played with can play banana ball,
really,
it's him.
He's got that.
Yep. He also just set the single season stolen base record at Memphis.
Oh wow.
Won runner up national champion at Coastal Carolina last year, and then came to us, and he's a guy.
He's got it.
He's a guy.
Have you ever had a teammate that has like a weird talent, or not weird, but like is like a rapper or sings or anything like that, or what we got? Yeah,
this kid I played with at Memphis.
Every team's got one.
Yes, his name is AJ Green, and he is like, you think a class clown of a baseball team, and it's this guy. And don't get me like, he really does have it going on up top, like when he wants to.
Yeah.
But man, this guy will turn on a beat in the showers after practice, and will just go at it for 45 minutes,
really
just spitting nonsense out of his mouth, freestyling to these beats, man. It's something different.
What's some of the best advice you've ever gotten baseball wise?
Oof, that's a really tough question.
It's broad. We can skip it if you want.
No, I think that again, just being where your feet are and soaking up as much as you can all the time it makes a difference of different players. Like that's what separates guys that are equally talented of, okay, how can you pay attention to guys and pick up on little things or do this and that? That's the biggest thing that I've got. And then I also, like all of my Springfield High coaches, but Coach Elliott in particular, like he always used to just not preach to us, but remind us that like this game is hard and you have to have fun and to do these types of things. Like, quick story, I remember my sophomore year, like I'm having a really good year on the mound, and like I was hitting fine. I was hitting like 300 or whatever, and I was like, Coach Elliott, like I'm done with this hitting stuff. This stuff is hard. Like I'm just gonna be a pitcher. And he like scolded me, and he was like, don't you ever say that in front of me again. Like you can hit. And I was like, all right.
That's amazing.
So again, like it just, like it just, things are hard, and just to remember to have fun and play loose and enjoy every moment. Like we would go to these different places this year, and every place that we went, I tried to take a baseball from and take videos and do the whole thing, just because, again, at some point, like, ball's going to stop loving you back at some point. Like,
Amen.
so.
Amen. What are some mistakes that you've made in your career that others could learn from, or a mistake or anything along those lines?
I think, again, the biggest piece of advice that I would just tell guys, and this is something I try to tell people that I play with right now, like, baseball is important, but again, I think of it in 100 years, nobody in this world, and nobody when you get to eternal life cares about what kind of baseball player you were.
Yeah.
Everybody cares about what kind of person are you, what kind of life did you live outside of the white lines, with all those types of things. So, like, I want to make sure that I'm being the best teammate that I can be, being a good person, a good husband, a good father. Like those are the types of things that set you apart as a human being.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm pretty big in my faith, and I believe that, again, we're all called to love each other and to serve each other. What purpose do I serve a random person on the street by being a baseball player? None. But by being a person of God and living that way every day, that's how I can serve a purpose to that person and to live out God's will for my life.
Yeah.
And, like, the world is ugly. It's going to beat you down and try to get in the way of that a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whether it be like just failures, or, again, like, if you let your sport become everything, it will. And if you let that happen, at some point when the game gets taken away from you, it's like, oh no, now what do I do?
I experienced that, brother.
100%. And, like, so that's the biggest piece. And I've definitely experienced that. Like, baseball was my whole life forever. And then all of a sudden I got to college, and it's like, okay, I want to go do this and that, and I want to spend time with this person. And like I met a girl and did all these types of things. Like, those are the things that fulfill you as a human being more than hitting a home run ever will, or striking a guy out, man.
That's beautiful.
That's huge.
I love that, man. I don't have you. Did you play summer ball last year? I couldn't find anything on you.
No, I didn't. I did the year before that, so I guess I didn't. I did not. No, I didn't play any summer ball last year.
Okay, so then not last year, not this year. Do you at all have plans maybe in the future to get at least once, like, summer collegiate league experience in, or do you feel like you're missing out on that, or where are you at with that?
I don't necessarily know if I'm missing out on it, just because, again, first of all, I'm a homebody. I think it'd be really tough for me to, like, live with a host family and do the whole deal.
Yeah.
But because I love being here. Like, obviously this is home to me. Like, there are people that I want to be around as much as I can. And when you're living in the middle of nowhere, Minnesota, to do that, it gets tough.
Yeah.
I do want to play summer ball, hopefully next year, obviously going into my draft year, whether that be the draft league or, like, if the Cape is a possibility. Sure. Like, that's the goal. Like, and especially, it depends on how many innings you throw. Like, if I went and tried to throw 30 more innings in the Prospect League or the Northwoods League, I don't think it would serve me a huge purpose as a player.
Sure.
But at some point, I want to go and experience, like, that part of life and those parts of the country and do all those things and meet people and do it all. So
Okay. I see you got a couple tattoos peeking out. Are there any that you can speak on or of importance to you or anything like that?
I'll speak on all of them, and I love them, and I rock them and show them off as much as I can. I got this one my junior year of high school. This is the day that my mom and dad got baptized together when I was a baby. So we did that together, and then I got rebaptized last year, like I said. But so this was the first one I got, and then this one, it's kind of covered up by all the bracelets, but we just got the Holy Trinity, 3 crosses with one of my favorite Bible verses underneath it, Corinthians 10:31, which is whatever you do, like, do it in the glory of God and give grace to that. And so I love that. And then I got those at the same time. And then my senior year, I added on to it and got it's like a little piece of paper behind the 3 crosses. And then it says "Dream Big" right here on my wrist, which,
I like that.
Again, I mean, I've always believed in dreaming big and working hard and going to get all the things that you want to do.
Yeah.
And then my last one is this, my most recent one is, it just says "Jesus saves," and it has the day that Jesus died, for us. Again, just a reminder that I don't get to live the life that I live and do the things that I do without him. So
beautiful.
I love him. I love all of them. So
I
might be tapped out for a little while, but we'll see. So
maybe our boy Cam's getting tatted out.
I know he is. He's passed me up probably already. So
what are you most proud of thus far in your career?
Ooh. I feel like we're probably listening to a broken record by now, but just the relationships that I've been able to create with
Yeah.
people. Like again, man, like I've been very blessed to go and see all the things and do all the things that I've done and have all the accolades and win all the games and do all the cool things. But again,
Yeah.
like I'm so proud of myself for sticking through it and getting to meet people like Coach Reiser and Coach Cameron and turning the relationships into what they are with Coach Steinwart and Coach Elliott and Coach Tremper and JP and Coach Turner and like all of those guys, all the family members that like it really is a family like that.
Yeah.
That's all that matters to me.
Is there anyone that we haven't given thanks to yet that you feel like deserves a shout out or anything like that?
I mean, just all of the moms that took care of me and all my boys and fed us and
Yeah.
traveled us around all over the place.
Mhm.
Like Mrs. Turner and Mama Biddy and Mrs. Keebler and all those people, like they took care of us like we were their own every day.
Yeah.
And without that, like who knows what would have happened.
For sure.
So, I mean, those guys and then just everybody that's continued to support us and
Yeah.
as players in a community around, like
I love
it
it.
takes a village.
And you have, I think, talked so eloquently about your faith and how it relates to baseball. Do you have anything else that you want to touch on about, how your spirituality relates to baseball and how they're interconnected?
Yeah. So again, like I said, the biggest thing that I've like recently taken away from this faith journey and growth of mine is like I believe that you're called to love and to serve other people.
Mm-hmm.
And there are different ways that you can do that, right?
Yeah.
Like whether that's saying something nice to somebody on the street or just being a good person
Sure.
to a friend of yours or
Yeah.
whatever. When it comes to a baseball aspect of things, again, like there are going to be days where I show up, I don't have my best stuff, or there are going to be days where you show up and your swing doesn't feel good, or maybe you're not playing that day. Okay, how can I serve somebody else?
Mm-hmm.
Or how can I love somebody else to keep them going or to
Yeah.
do something well for them?
Yeah.
As a player now and as a coach of what you're going to be one day, like especially when you get to college baseball, being a head coach, like I think a lot of it is creating relationships with your players and getting the most out of them every single day. Like
Yeah.
a guy like Michael Gupton, man, like how much better are you really going to make his swing?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little bit. Like you might be able to take away some swing and miss or some of this and that. But like, how can you get that guy to get the most out of his ability every single day?
Yeah.
And that's you serving your purpose to him as a player,
Ooh.
at you as a coach. And that's what I take away from it. And that's the way that I try to live my life all the time, whether it be whatever I can do for a friend or someone that reaches out to me of like lessons or whatever, or teammates that might need something or like a good friend of mine, like if something is going on in their life and I need to be there to support them, whatever I can do to do that, regardless
Yeah.
of what's going on in your life.
Yeah.
Like this is the biggest takeaway from Coach Steinwart that I've ever taken is he always said, if something's not going well for you, do something for somebody else.
Oh man.
With the motive, again, not with the motive of like, man, I'm going to look out for you and then things are going to turn around for me.
Right.
No, I'm going to look out for you because that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, at some point, things are going to turn around for me and be the way that they're supposed to be.
Yeah,
Full circle,
absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
And like,
That's beautiful.
I'm really, really big and I'm a true believer in love and marriage and doing all these types of things. And when you talk about going full circle, Coach Reiser taught us about like being in a covenant and having a wedding ring, like it goes full circle. And like, if I can exemplify that person every single day right now, imagine how I can exemplify that person to my future wife and to my kids and doing all those types of things. And when that happens, it makes the world a better place. It makes baseball more fun of a game. Like that's how things are supposed to be all the time.
Oh man, that's
So,
beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I got nothing else for you, man. This has been awesome.
I agree.
I so appreciate you coming here. I appreciate Coach Steinwart with setting this up and putting this idea into my head that you were fired, dude. Your answers were
100%.
so on point. I'm a big fan now.
I appreciate
Can't wait
that.
to be rooting for you. You got anything you want to say before we get out of here or anything like that? Or has
No,
this
man.
been experience been
Absolutely.
cool for you?
It's
or?
been great. It's been great. And first of all, thank you for doing this, not only for
Of course,
me,
brother.
but for everybody else. Like I think it's been great to like I got to learn so much about guys like Corey. Like
Oh, man.
I remember always looking up to, not necessarily looking up to him, but like I always thought Corey Erickson, like this guy's massive, he's cool, like he hits, he drives his big truck, like it's cool.
Yeah.
And then you
he
get to
is cool.
see like Wow, no, he's like really cool.
Yeah. Oh man,
And
Corey's cool.
yeah, it's been a great experience to
Yeah.
be a fan. And then now, like, I hope somebody can take something away from this.
Absolutely,
and
they will.
make their
No,
life
you
better.
dropped some
and do
absolute dimes
everything.
on here,
So
man. It
I
was
appreciate
beautiful.
that. I appreciate that.
All right, man. Well, this is the Seth
So,
Impson story,
appreciate
part
it.
1. Hopefully, we'll come back for some part 2. Eventually, we'll catch up maybe within a year or something like that.
Absolutely.
All right, my man. Good luck this next year. Post game spread. We're out of here.
Appreciate it.
All right, buddy.